Ho, ho, ho. Greetings. Wow, what was that? Whiskey friends. How's everybody doing? I have no idea what that horribly loud noise was, but let's just hope it wasn't anything important. How's it going? It is the eve of the eve, and I wanted to just come on live and have a couple drinks with everybody. I'm assuming most folks are going to be getting out of work, hopefully planning to celebrate a little bit or traveling, whatever you all may be doing. I am going to be here just for a while, having a couple pours. I got a few things lined up, some big peaty sherried monsters. That'll enjoy with everybody, so I hope everybody can have a dram and let's chat. How's everybody doing? We got a few folks in there already, which is great. First in the door, it's our friend up in Duluth. Ho, ho, ho. Duluth still has snow. Mr. French, how are you, sir? I hope you are staying warm. Paul in Montreal, man, comes in with the $10 super chat. Thank you, sir. I appreciate that very, very much. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas to you as well. That is very, very kind of you. I appreciate your generosity. I will put that into the tip jar. I think I found what the culprit was of that loud noise. It's Winston knocking over a bottle of rum. Oh, oh. Look out, cat. All right. Now that we got that taken care of, let's continue on here. Gerbick's in the house. Hey, Mr. Gerbick, how are you? Yeah, happy holidays to you, sir. Mr. French, traveling for the holidays. Anybody? I'm going to be heading up to Milwaukee, just up the road here from Chicago. Not too far, hour and a half, 2 hour drive, maybe, depending on traffic. Iowa with family. It's cold, nothing like Florida. Yeah, that I can, I can definitely imagine. Oh, yeah. Thank you again for that, Paul, man. Very, very generous. I appreciate it. Solange. All right. Where are we at here? Yeah. I can only imagine how cold it is in frickin' Montreal. It's actually quite warm in Chicago. We have not had any measurable snowfall yet this year. I don't know how that's possible. I think we had about, we're supposed to be in the 50s tomorrow. Like, that is just weird. I'll take it. You do too? Yeah, definitely. Georgia's suburbs of Atlanta, it is IC-86. What's up, man? Whiskey Shits is in the house. What's up? How's it going? Happy Thursday. Cheers. East Texas. It's Daniel in the house. How are you, man? Good to see you, sir. Hope you are doing well. Dude says, snows, what's that? It's supposed to be 80 Christmas Day here. We will be dashing through the leaves. Yeah, man. I can only imagine. I have not done I don't know. Is Texas tropical? I wouldn't say it's tropical. Arid? It's freaking hot. I know that. I don't think I've ever really been anywhere very hot for Christmas. Maybe DC is the closest, which gets really hot in the summer, but you know, they still have something called some sort of a winter. Dude says I might have to cut the grass on Christmas. My God. Different world, brother. Different world. Folks saying hi to each other. This is awesome. We are tropically arid, he says. Good shit. Good shit, Mr. Shits. What's up? All right, y'all. So I got a couple things I'm going to pour out. Two things I got recently, and both of them are, I'm just almost guaranteeing myself they're going to be delicious. First one, look how dark this is. That is a clear bottle. Well, it's a brown bottle, but this is Lechag. This is the peated line from the Tobermory Distillery on the island of Mull. It is, well, it's the Isle of Mull. I should get it right. It's the Isle. You know how they are. It's a 12-year-old. It was distilled in 2008. and bottled in 2020. It is 58.1% and non-chill filtered, and it is a Marsala finish. I am a really big fan of Marsala. So I'm very, very excited for this Lechag. We'll have that one. I also have a full, this is a complete first fill sherry Oloroso punch-in fill of Kalila, 12 years old, bottled at 53% ABV. Oh boy, this is from Adelphi, independent bottler. So we're going to check this one out too. Both of these strike me as good whiskeys to have on the eve of Christmas Eve day, whatever you want to call it. This should be good. So we're going to check these out. We still got a few folks in, which is cool. I'm glad to have some folks here hanging out, and we will see how things go. Anybody got anything in their glass yet today? Let me know in the chat. I'm warming things up with a Glenlivet 12. Trying to kill this bottle. Really don't need this taking up space in my house. Whiskey space is getting at a premium around here, which is a good problem to have. But Glenlivet 12, not the best whiskey in the world. Surprised if that's a surprise to you, I'm sorry. I will say, however, it is not a bad starter. Got a little bit of sherry, a little bit of bourbon cask, kind of get your palate ready. It should be good. All right, where are we at here? 6 folks in, cool. Yeah, I'm really hoping so. It's a beautiful color. I don't think I've ever seen a Kalila with this level of sherry maturation. And in fact, I'm not even sure if I've had one that has that level of sherry maturation. How's the RB cask? Is that the Redbreast? I'm assuming it's treating him well. It's a fantastic whiskey. Yeah, I can imagine, buddy. Johnny Walker, Green Label, 15-year-old. Oh, yeah. Classic. Greetings from Belgium. It's Whiskey Lover Society. What's up? How are you? If you are, if you have not yet, take a second and shoot a sub his way over at Whiskey Lover Society. He's got a good channel going. Oh, it looks like we have a nice, good Russian troll in here. Daniel, you can probably handle that one. Thank you, sir. Klein Leash 14, Paul M. I will do that. Thank you. Yeah. I should probably actually go through and get some folks set up with that. Those are, you know, every once in a while, we got people who are going to come in and try and get you to click on their horrible link to some cheap porn or whatever they're doing. Prime Whiskey's in the house. What's up, man? Distillers Edition 2021. Fantastic. Good to have you, sir. How is that? Yeah. Glenlivet 12 is just not great. Yes, we do. I will take care of that. Hey, another friend over in the UK. It's Alan, the whiskey friend. What up, man? How are you, sir? Good to have you in. I am going to actually crack this open and get this one poured out. Before I do, and I will probably repeat myself in part, this stream is really, I just wanted to take some time not only to have a few drams, but to express my gratitude and thanks to everybody for the support this year, whether you are a Patreon supporter, whether you shoot me super chats like our good friend Paul M just did. Again, thank you for that. Whether you join and jump in the comments and keep the chats going, or you just casually view the videos, I appreciate you all equally. And it has been a really fun year. We hit the 1,000 subs on the channel this year, which was a very cool milestone. Got to drink some good whiskey, and I'm looking forward to 2022. We're going to, the channel's going to keep going. I will continue with the Tuesday happy hours as always. We will continue dropping reviews on Fridays, and considering a couple other little things as we go forward to keep things as fresh as we can. But all in all, it's about the whiskey and it's about the community. So like I always say, I probably learn more about whiskey from y'all than you do from me. So I deeply appreciate each and every one of you. I hope you all are staying safe and healthy and enjoying the upcoming holidays. And if you have already celebrated your holiday of choice, I will raise a glass to you as well. So Solange, everybody. Thank you all. Prime says he loves the Muscatel finish. That is good to know because I actually just got my hands on the 2021 Adelphi Kalila, which is like a cast strength version, probably of the exact same thing. It's a Muscatel finish, if I'm not mistaken. Double check that. Yep, Muscatel at 57%. And I have a bottle of the Distiller's Edition. I've just not got around to drinking it yet. But okay, I'm going to crack this open now. This will be the first one tonight. This is the Lechag. This is a single cask from the distillery. 2008 distillation, Marsala finish, 58.1%, 12 years old. And then after that, we will get into the Adelphi First Fill Oloroso Sherry Kalila 12. And then we'll see where things go from there. I'm very much looking forward to this. I increasingly find myself seeking out Lechag whiskeys, which again is from Tobermory Distillery. It's their peated whiskey. Nice pop. And a Marsala finish. Just can't go wrong. I'm a big fan of that. So I expect this to be sweet and smoky, like teriyaki barbecue. Here's that bottle one more time. Lechag. It's from the, it's an Inc. exclusive, which I think is Tobermory's like club or whatever, whiskey club, 58.1%. So this is going to be a heavy hitter. All right. Let me let this thing just get a little oxygen. Look at the color on that. Oh, I can already smell it too. Let me know in the chat. Anybody here a fan of Lechag? Have you had any Lechags before? Are you looking to try Lechag? I can tell you off the bat, last year, the Lechag at 10 years old, which is a peated single malt from, again, from Tobermory, 46.3%, I think, was in my top 5 whiskeys of the year. I really think it's one of these, well, not Isla, it's an Islands whiskey. As far as peat bombs go, flies a little under the radar. I don't know if a lot of people know about Lechag, but it is readily available here in the States and not very expensive, in that $55 range. I highly recommend it if you're looking for something a little different in your peat head. Now, it doesn't punch like a mule, kick like a mule, like a Lefroy, for example. But I mean, it's I would say stylistically, what would be a good comparison? Maybe like it's got some of the earthy depth of Lagavulin, but it's also got some of that kind of freshness that you get out of maybe like a young Kilhoman bourbon cask. It's good stuff. I recommend it. It's more peaty than smoky, but it's definitely not going to disappoint, and it's just got a lot of complexity and flavor for just a 10-year-old whiskey. Their core range is rather limited. There's currently only 3 whiskeys in the Lechag core range. The 10 years old, which you can get here in the States. The 18, which is a bourbon cask and sherry cask. I believe it's both finishes or both maturations. It is really, really good. I highly recommend if you're looking for something kind of complex and different, Lechag 18. You should do it. The third whiskey that's in their core range is not available in the U.S., but you can get it overseas at a really good price. It is called the Lechag Rioja cask finish, part of this new thing called their Sinclair series. You can get your hands on them. at a relatively good price overseas, like less than $45 US. I reviewed it earlier this year. It's young. It's a non-age statement, but definitely has some good flavor. I think I gave it like a 3 out of 5, something like that. Totally competent, cheap, and I'm hoping to see more from that Sinclair series as we go forward. Now, the other thing about Lecheg, you should know, like in addition to just those 3 bottlings in the core range, they have a ton of, single cask whiskeys like the one we're about to have. They have a bunch of different independent bottlings. You see a lot of them from like Signatory. So, there's a lot of Lecheg out there to try. So let's get into this one right here. This is going to be kind of the first one here. I think, this time of year, and I'd love to hear from folks in the chat, kind of like, are there certain types of styles of whiskey? I think I saw Gerbic mention earlier that he likes sherry malts around this time of year. I tend to go for more like peated sherry whiskeys around, when it's getting cold out. Peated whiskey in general. The sherry has a bit of an, Christmas vibe to it, I suppose, for lack of a better word. So this one, again, Lecheg, 12 years old, cask strength, and it is a Marsala finish. I love me some Marsala. I actually have a rum finished in Marsala. It's one of the better rums I've ever had. But Marsala is kind of a rich, kind of, what are some of the flavor characters? It's an Italian wine. It can be either dry or sweet. I'm guessing they use mostly sweet Marsala for these. Used a lot in cooking for caramelizing and things like that, but kind of has some dark orange notes, nuttiness, brown sugar, things like that. I love it. Let's see what this Lecheg has to say. All right, here we go. Oh, yeah. It's a nice, sweet, fruity, and spicy. Again, apricots, peach cobbler kind of thing. There's like light brown sugar, slight nuttiness. Wow, that's good. There's some freshness, almost like mint, coming off of the smoke, but it is not a very smoky whiskey. The peat, however, definitely there. You can tell this is a peated whiskey. You do get some of that earthiness, some of that iodine note, but here's one more look at the color. Here we go. Oh, wow. Spicy. It's a little hot, obviously at 58%. Wow. We are going to have to put some water on this. Oh, man. It's on the richer side, on the oilier side. There is some really good notes of tobacco, leather, dried apricot, dates, that kind of thing. Maybe even almost raisin. You get this heavy peat ashiness. As it rolls into a nice finish, it's fresh. There's little hints of mint, spearmint, maybe even. Orange apricot kind of thing going on. Sticky, light brown sugar, a little bit of licorice, anise. Ooh, there's a lot going on in this. And the peat is really there. You can tell this is a little bit on the younger side. We were having a 12 cask strength Bunnahabhain on Tuesday on the show, and I think I was remarking on how you couldn't tell that it was just a 12-year-old whiskey. 12 tends to be on the younger side, obviously. You couldn't tell this. You can tell a little bit more. This is drinking more like a 12. than that. Hey, Winston. More like a 12 than the Bunnahabhain 12 cask strength. A lot of complexity in this. Very tasty. Finish is a little shorter than I would like, but man, there's leaving just little popping notes of what is this? It's almost like chocolate covered espresso bean or something. Let me catch up on the chat here. We got 10 folks in, which is great. Have you tried the Bunnahabhain Ananda? I have not. I know that. I'm not sure if I've really seen many people. Leo's in the house. What up, Leo? Yeah. This is a really nice one, man. So far, so good. I was just kind of chatting a bit about Lecheg. I love their 18, and the 10 is one I want on my shelf all the time. Daniel's a Lecheg fan. I have a couple single casks and the regular 10. Lecheg 10 is so delicious. Yeah, great. Delete the Russian. Oh, yeah, I think there was somebody had jumped in on the chat. Cheg 10 would be amazing for Christmas, but I already got 2 Christmas bottles. Ardbeg 10, Bunnahabhain 12. I mean, you're set. Those are some delicious pours. James Chang, hey, happy holidays to you too. Good to have you, man. Thanks for stopping. Good to have you join the chat. Yeah, I got to erase them. Looks kind of pink. It's more, maybe it's just you're getting a little bit of a weird light reflection, but like it's kind of more that dark blood orange kind of. I think that because of the light up here, it's actually skewing it a little bit. Can you turn me blue? Yeah, I can definitely do that. I'll get on that shortly. Hey, Northern California, Donner Pass at work. Lots of much needed snow coming down here. And a Lefroy Cartridge PX. Fan-fucking-tastic, man. Merry Christmas to you, sir. Cool. Hope to see you back. Folks saying hi to Donner Pass. Delhi, India's in the house. Mahir. How you doing, buddy? Good to have you. Yeah. He is up early. That's right. No, you can never go wrong with Bunna 12. Good thing to warm up with for sure. Balvenie 12 single barrel. Yeah, I'm a fan. Indy's in the house, man. Hey, Merry Christmas to you too. How are things out in Vancouver? Good to see you. Top D's in the house. What up, man? How are you? Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Happy Holidays, all of that. So getting back to this Lecheg for a second, really interesting. I'm almost getting a little bit of a flinty note, like way on the end of the finish here, which is bizarre. But anyways, I'm going to do one more sip neat just to recap. So this is distillery bottling. Lecheg, it's 12 years old. Marsala finish, 58.1% ABV. Non-chill filtered, which is great. They don't write natural color on their stuff. I do think Tobermory may put color in some of their whiskey, but I'm surprised if they would put it in here. Anyways, again, this one does drink more like a 12-year-old compared to that Bunnahabhain 12 cask strength, which I think I was mentioning earlier, which definitely didn't have the youthfulness that this one does. But, it's really here nor there. It's delicious so far. Here we go. Earthy, peaty, sweetness from the Marsala. I will say what's surprising about this is how drying the finish is. It dries out a bit. You do have the light brown sugar, the dried fruits, but it's a little bit shorter and drier on the finish than I think I was expecting it to be. Now, again, of course, this is a neck pour. I'm going to put like 4 or 5 drops of water on this just to see what else happens. Because I will say right now, I like this. I don't love it, though. I don't love it. It's missing a little bit more oomph in terms of, well, not umph. It's missing a bit more of the kind of extended development. It's a little tight. And the Marsala is not incredibly well integrated. You can really tell the base spirit and the Marsala. Like it's very distinct line between the two nerves. It seems like it could be a little more integrated, but let's see where it goes. I am going to leave this without the cork on for a while too. Man, some really strange notes on this. There we go. Better. Water does the trick. Opens this up. The sweetness is coming through a lot more. You're getting even more kind of almost tropical, like almost on the tropical fruit side, in addition to those kind of dried apricot, golden raisin kind of thing. Nice coffee note, cafe, mocha, whatever you want to call it. So it's got that chocolate thing going. The darker bitter chocolate side, light brown sugar. That flinty note is gone, but man, nice ash all the way through. If you enjoy the ashiness of peated whiskeys, this is more ashy than I think, much more than the 10-year-old Lafroig or Lecheg. This reminds me more of the 18 in terms of the way it develops in its style. It's bold. I think it's a little, the Marsala finish is a bit overpowered at times, but we'll see where this goes. You know, I don't know. I'm going to throw a score on it. 3.5. This is around 100, probably $120, $130, so a little bit pricey. This is one I'm gonna have to come back to. I like it. I don't love it. I think it's a little bit disjointed right now, but still, these are minor complaints. The other thing, honestly, is that Lecheg is just, honestly, it's a deceptively complex whiskey. I think there's a lot to uncover here that's just a little difficult with the neck pour. But, 3.5 range. It's above average. I was expecting kind of a sweet teriyaki barbecue thing on this. Actually not getting it. It's a really, that oak cask is really assertive. It's a drier whiskey. It's a shorter development than I expected. So my guess here, so Marsalas can range from being very sweet to very dry. I'm actually going to go out on a limb and say this is more of a dry Marsala, because the dryness, it's not tannic, right? So it's not necessarily oak cask. This thing just dries out pretty quick on the back end. Hints of tobacco. Man, this would be fucking great with a cigar. Anyways, we'll enjoy the rest of this. Good to see you, Top Shelf. Take care, Ben. I'll see you in a little bit. Maybe the camera, but it does have a pinkish color. Yeah, that's interesting. Let me see if I can. It doesn't look as much like this on mine. It could be the camera. It also just could be this light up here. Does it still look pink to you? Let me know. Day drinking. Nice. I'm assuming you're not working today, brother. It is. The trick with day drinking is you got to be able to continue it. Ex-girlfriend and I were notorious. She was notoriously loved to do the day drinking, and we would go. This is when I lived out in DC. We would go to this place across the way, and it was like it was basically like they would do these brunches on the weekend. It was like bottomless mimosas, that kind of shit. And we had done it so much that one of the guys that worked there just kind of knew us and would just put the carafe of mimosa on our table with the OJ, and then we'd just come by and fill up our glasses with champagne to like the tippy top, drops of orange juice in it. So we would just get lit up. and of course what would happen is she would fall out at 2:00 in the afternoon, and now I'm just like high on 25 mimosas and a ton of sugar. So I would head home and I would just sit up for like hours while drink some whiskey. You got it. Like, I've learned over the years, bottomless mimosa every once in a while, I can't do that stuff otherwise, because that crash that comes later, whether it's right away or later in the night, man, that hangover is hard. Too much sugar. Secondary maturity. Yeah, it's a finish. Yeah. Oh, he's in Mumbai. Okay. Well, hello in Mumbai. Is Kapil in Mumbai too? I know we were talking, and I thought he said he moved. Maybe not. Hope everything is well there, man. That's a pretty long trek from Delhi to Mumbai, right? I mean, you're going southwest. Hope it's going well. Disappears here. What's up? Open the Edgedoor, Caledonia. Well, that was a good idea. Suggested by Telex. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Caledonia, man. That's a good pour. Amber color with the paper behind. Okay. Not pink. Yeah, that's interesting. Okay, that's good to know. I should make it just like a standard operating procedure to put white paper behind it or something, just so if I'm going to show the color, it's actually the color that I see. Yeah, that's a great whiskey. You like a sherry bomb, enjoy it. What else we got going on? West Coast, yeah, right. Good point, Leo. Yeah, I'll do that. I'll make sure that I do that. I have no shortage of stuff I can use for that around here. So yeah, I'll do that going forward. I'm glad you guys mentioned that, because I'm like, pink. I think so. I have a lamp right here, like one of those tall floor lamps, and I think it changes the color a little bit. Let me actually just see. Let me if you see this get any different. I wonder if it's just the way it is in here. Anyways, Marsala, Pete, Deliciousness, Lachag. Man, I had to pour a quick size dram of this too. This is almost 60% ABV. I probably should have toned it down a little. Here we go. It's like sweet, oily, dry. Sudden. But I will say, even with it just sitting there a few minutes, it's getting better. This is going to be one that deserves a full video review. I'll probably do this sometime early in 2022. While every whiskey should be amazing out of the bottle, those of us who've been drinking whiskey for a while now, that you got to find the sweet spot. You got to give it its time, all that shit. This one I think is going to need a little bit of time, but not bad stuff. If you're looking for a bottle of this, where did I get this one? Whiskey World or Whiskey Exchange, perhaps. Some of those UK site like that. I would like the Edgedoor Caledonia if it had some smoke and peat to add to the earth notes I like. Well, sir, what you're going to want to look for is Balakin. Ballechin, if you've not had it. Balakin is a peated live stream from peated live stream. Peated core range, or the peated line from Edredor. Sorry, I was reading your next comment as I was talking. Peated line from Edredor. So you can get essentially a peated Edredor. You just have to look for Balakan. I would recommend sticking with just the regular sherry. They have some other, and there's a really good, another one that's good is the Madeira. They have some other ones that aren't great. They do have one in there. I think it's like you can get here in the US. It's just a 10-year-old. I've not actually had it, but probably worth giving a try. It did get greener. Oh, shit. Yeah, good to know. Oh, man, the nose on this is just... Love it. Emma Muser was wondering from your last live stream what that scotch is on your top shelf on your left side, red, yellow, black box. That is Cavalant Solist Fino cask. So that's like a cask or a single cask bottling of Cavalant, which is a Taiwanese whiskey. Yeah, there's a couple of them. I've been fortunate. They're usually stupidly expensive, but there's been some stores here in Chicago that have had them on sale for stupidly cheap prices. So I had to grab them. Mahir, yeah, Mumbai is like more than 1,000 kilometers far from Delhi. My friend Kapil is still in Delhi, and he is also moving to Bangalore in a few days. Oh man, you guys are moving all over the place. Well, I'm glad your move went well, and congratulations. That sounds awesome. Bangalore, he's not getting a job at Amroot, is he? If he is, let us know, man. That would be rad. Bangalore is north of Delhi, so you guys are going to be further apart probably than hey. Well, I hope the move went well for you, man, and you're enjoying Mumbai. Sure. Oh yeah, Daniel's got it. Yeah, that's how you spell it. Yeah, they're a cool box. I agree. Like they have a couple different ones for each of the styles they've done. I have a couple of the bottlings of it, but yeah, that one's pretty unique. I actually haven't opened that yet. I should get around to that soon. Okay. Up next, Adelphi. This is a Kalila, 12 years old, bottled at 53%. It is first fill Oloroso sherry. So cask strength, 12-year-old Kalila, completely matured in first fill sherry. I'm going to get this in the glass and let this thing open up. Oh, man. I mean, again, okay, so this is a good time to do it. The color on this alone is just really worth taking a second look at. I'm really impressed with this. I mean, you can't even see the white paper through it. It is that dark. Look at how dark that is. I'm going to let this open up for just a bit. Show him the Cavalant boxes look like when you open them. Oh, yeah, sure. Yeah. Okay, so this one, this is the, so this is the Fino. This is like a piece of something that slides off, and then you get this kind of, wooden box thing. Opens up like so, and then this one's got kind of a really nice presentation like that. This is cask strength, 57% ABV. I'll show you what some of the other ones look like too, just because they are pretty cool to see. Fino. Yeah, so like this one, this is the Amontillado. You can kind of see huge ridiculous box. And these come with like even more gaudy presentation. They come with a little like, there's like a scroll in here. It just tells you like a Solist Amontillado Sherry single cask whiskey, and it gives you all this information about it. And then they tell you a bunch on the inside here too. But yeah, they do not skimp on the presentation. So they are pretty cool looking. Okay, let me find something just easy to pour. We transition for this Kalila. What's it going to be? Oh. Trusty, faithful, old Pulteney 12. Okay. Let me get some of this poured. You want a good 12-year-old whiskey at a stupidly good price here in the U.S., 43% ABV on these. Old Pulteney 12. It's one of these, it's a great standby whiskey. Fred's in the house. Hey, Fred. Cheers to you. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. Happy holidays. All of that good stuff. Yeah, Fino's definitely on the dry side. Yeah, scroll. Yeah, Whiskey Lovers Society, right? You do pay for the box. Again, I'm not, I say this with complete humility. Those Cavalans like that, they're like $450 to $550 US. Stupidly expensive. Not worth it expensive, even though they're quite good. Now, I got very, very lucky. I walked into a Benny's here in Chicago, and they had a couple bottles of, to be honest, the Fino, the Amontillado, the Muscatel. They were selling them for $250 a piece. So I had to get them because I knew otherwise I would never own those because I'm not paying that much for a bottle of whiskey. Not yet, anyways. So they are pricey. Now, there are some other ones that they put out that are also cast during single cast, more modesty price. There's an Oloroso Sherry. That's around 150. There's an ex-bourbon, same thing. Port, around the same thing. They have the Vinho Barrique, which is like the red wine one, which is fantastic. That one's more like 200, but I would say it's probably worth $200 for the Vinho Barrique. It's that good. But yeah, I mean, just to be totally real, like they have Amontillado, Manzanilla, they have a PX, they have the Fino, the Muscatel. Those are all like $500-$600, or $450, $550. And it's a lot because in Taiwan, they're all like 7 or 8 years old. But of course, because of the tropical climate, 7 or 8 years old in Taiwan is like 20 some years old. They're all single cask, and they use great casks. I mean, all of these are very rich, decadent whiskeys, but you pay for it. And honestly, they, I wouldn't say that it's a whiskey you should go splurge $500 on. But if you can get a good deal, yeah, they're quite a treat. If you really want to taste just how good cask maturation can be on a malt whiskey, Cavalan. They don't fuck around. Yeah, they do. Totally, man. Totally. Hell yeah, man. Pulteney 12. Nice little butterscotch action. Simple, easy drinker. The thing I like about the Pulteney 12, it has a little bit of viscosity to it. It's got, yeah, man. I mean, it's very much honey, butterscotch, sweetness. I think it's ex-bourbon and ex-sherry, but I'll tell you, for me, It tastes much more like it's completely bourboned. But it doesn't play. Man, you can still get these for under $40 somewhere, some places in the U.S., which is just crazy. Bitter. I'm not sure you're going to get the bitter tones you might want. I have a recommendation for you, though. Craig Alecky 13. Easy to get your hands on, probably in the $50 to $60 range. Definitely a characterful whiskey. Has a bit of the earthiness, but definitely has some of the bitter tones. I would also recommend Annock 12. That one would be good. But Craig Alecky, I think that's right up your alley. Keep an eye out for that. Hell yeah, it is. Never had luck with that INA whiskey. I'm not sure what you mean on that one. Sorry. Bangalore's southern part of India. That's right. Delhi comes in the north, Mumbai is on the west coast. That's right. That's right. Delhi and New Delhi are right next to each other up in the north central, right? Kevlin Vino Barrique from Daniel needs to be shared with my brother on Christmas or New Year's. What better time of year? Yeah, that's a good one. Am I okay putting a few drops of Highland Park 12 into my Edredar Caledonia? Yeah, I don't know if you're going to be able to tell that you put in. It depends how much, because that Caledonia is heavy flavor. The Highland Park 12, you might get a little bit of that sweet peat smoke in it, but it really depends how much you're going to put in and how much is in your glass. Honestly, I would do it the other way. I would pour yourself a glass of Highland Park 12 and put some drops of the 15 or the Edredar 12 Caledonia in it. The other way around, I think, will work better for you. Yeah. How is Craig and More Distillers Edition? I have never had it. I know it's only 40%, but so is the Craig and More 12. I mean, basically, those Distillers Editions are just like the core introductory range stuff, and then they, put a finish on it. I have not had it. Regular Craig and More 12 isn't bad. Overpriced, but not bad. All right. Good. Another one that I think you would like, Distillery Benromic. Look for the Benromic 10. Look for the Benromic, maybe not the organic. That one was sweeter. Look for the Benromic 10. Again, really modestly priced, single malt, dunnage warehouses, so it has a bit of funky, earthy mustiness to it. It's got dunnage warehouses are the warehouses with earthen floors. Not many places use them anymore. Benromic is one of them. Look for the 10 years old. Really good whiskey at the price, 43%. It's a space cider. It has a little bit of peat. So it's got some character. Benromic 10 would be another one too. But yeah, Craig Alecky 13 seems like it's exactly in your wheelhouse. All right. Okay, looks like I'm caught up here. Let me just get myself ready. Okay. Here's my piece of white paper. Napkin. Boom. There is the 12-year-old Kalila First Fill Oloroso Sherry. This is an Adelphi pick. Again, so Adelphi, independent bottler. They are one of the few independent bottlers that are also connected to a regular whiskey distillery. So Edredar, for example, is a single malt distillery owned by independent bottler Gordon and MacPhail. Cadenheads is owned by Springbank. And, Gordon and MacPhail owns Benromic. Edredar is Signatory. And Adelphi owns a distillery called Ardmerchan. Relatively new. Anyways, so this is going to be quite something. Bum 732 just picked up the Enoch 18 today. I have in a live stream, I haven't done a full review, but dude, That's a great whiskey. You're in good shape, man. If you like it, which I think you will, keep your eyes out for the Annock 24. It was my whiskey of the year last year. It's a fly under the radar pick in that for a 24-year-old whiskey, you can still find these hovering around $200 US, which is not cheap, but for the quality of the whiskey, it's there. And the Annock 18, great bargain. Those two are the best things that range has put out that I've had. I've had some of their NAS stuff, the peated stuff. It's okay. The 12 is all right. It's nothing special. Really enjoy that. And I'm sure it didn't cost you an arm and a leg either. I'm hoping. Good stuff. French loves the Craig 13. Yeah. Riled my fave, which is the Open 14. That's right. Sure. Yeah. I would say you should look at Ben Romick. I think Ben Romick 10 would be a really good one. Keep your eye out for that. If you go to a decent liquor store, you should be able to find it. You can definitely get it online. I think that one would be right in your alley too. And it's not expensive. It's really a good malt. I like it quite a bit. Only problem with Mumbai, taxes on imported liquor here are criminally high. Oh man, this is no good. We're gonna have to start figuring out how to get you care packages. Man, I mean, what's there to complain about with that whiskey? If that 24 wasn't so good, I bought the 18 and the 24 right around the same time. I immediately bought another bottle of both after I tried them. They're that good. 46% natural color, non-chill filtered. I think I paid $130 for the Annock 18. And I paid $190 for the 24. Dude. It's a characterful malt. I mean, it definitely has, it's unique. But you can't go wrong at that price. And honestly, the uniqueness just serves to make it even more, craveable, in my opinion. Enjoy that pour. Enjoy, man. Take good care. Be well. Yeah, BENROMACH. I can drop that in the chat for you too. I'll put it in all caps, so if you look back, you can find it. You can't go wrong with it. It's so good. Wow. Bro, I don't know what to tell you. That's not good. Can you get it from other provinces and have it shipped to you in Mumbai? Man, that's brutal. I just asked the same question I did. Yeah, fuck. Well, first of all, don't spend $100 on Glenmorangie G10. Man, for that much, I wonder if you just had people send it to you worldwide shipping. With that price, it could probably, I bet you'd still be cheaper. I don't know how it would work, but that's brutal. Okay. So where was I? Oh, yeah. Look at this piece of beautiful art. Kalila, first fill sherry, 12 years old, 53% ABV, non-chill, natural color. A full sherry matured Kalila. Now, this is a distillery which I've had a very singular experience with. And it goes something like this. The regular Kalila stuff that you can get from their distillery, by and large, until you get into the older stuff, is not all that great. Kalila 12, and I know some people might disagree with me, I think is an incredibly overrated whiskey. I don't find it to have much character. I think it's kind of bland. It's also way overpriced. The Kalila 12 here in the US, I see for like $75 to $80, which is insanely expensive. Even compared to far superior malts like Ardbeg 10. If we're talking about Isla's, Ardbeg 10, Kilchoman Mocker Bay, Kilchoman Saneg, Lafroig Quarter Cask. I think Kalila 12 is a definite not buy, and I think my review earlier this year reflected that. I know some people vehemently disagree with me. That's cool. Going into their core range now, they have an unpeated 15, which is cask strength. I have not had it, so I can't comment on it. I've had their 18. Pretty good, but nothing amazing. I have their 25, which again, bottled at 43%, I think takes away a bit from it. It's good, but probably not a repeat buy. And I think part of the reason with this in Kalila is simple. Kalila is the biggest distillery on Islay in terms of, I believe, the amount of whiskey they put out. But Kalila is primarily used as a blend. So Johnny Walker, Compass Box, people like that who make blended malts tend to use Kalila as the peat, to give it some peat. You see this in a lot of those whiskeys, Johnny Walker, like I said, and Compass Box in the more craft side of things. So where does that leave the stuff? Now, I'm not going to, again, I think their 18 is solid. Their 25 is good, but not great. If you're going to spend money and you want to drink you want to get a Kalila, you're in luck. You don't have to overpay for the boring 12-year-old. Sorry again. People who like the 12, Kalila, there are independent bottlings up the yin yang of Kalila. Signatory, Adelphi, Gordon MacPhail, Berry Brothers and Rudd. You can find Kalila independent bottlings on almost any liquor store. And the difference is striking. So I'll give you an example. I had a 11-year-old Kalila cast strength, because it's an independent bottling. Well, not all of them are cast strength, but it was a Berry Brothers and Rudd 11-year-old Kalila cast strength. I paid $65 for it at Total Wine. Kalila 12 from the distillery is about $70 at Total Wine, 43%. I think I gave Kalila 12 a 2.5. I think I would give that Berry Brothers and Rudd Kalila, which I think I did do a review of, a 4 out of 5. That much better. Cask strength, non-chill filtered, natural color. It lets the whiskey shine. So I really would say, at least for the near future, if you're going to go hunt Kalilas, unless you are just a huge Kalila 12 fan, they also have an NAS one, which, again, don't even bother. I really would strongly recommend people look for independent bottlings of Kalila. And I learned that lesson the hard way. But I'm glad I've arrived at it, because here we go. Adelphi Kalila 12, bottled, distilled 2008, 53% ABV. Here is the color. I mean, I've never had a full sherry Kalila like this. This one I've been really looking forward to. Let's dive in, y'all. Fresh, citrusy, grassy, characteristic, classic Kalila peat on the nose. Subtle red fruits. Almost dry red fruits, like Christmas cake. Christmas spice, baking spice. Subtle though. The nose is actually quite subtle. Let me just see if we can coax a little bit more out of this neat. It smells fresh. It smells like red wine. Quite muted nose. I'm surprised by this. Maybe my nose is a lot of whack. Anyways, let's just go in for a taste. Merry Christmas. Oh, yeah. Fuck. That is good. Rich Oloroso sherry notes. Dark fruits. Dark red fruits. Blackberries. Raspberries. Earthy, grassy peat smoke. A little bit of honey. A little bit of citrus. Then you just get it right in your face. It's a little earthy, nice, sweet, rich Oloroso. This is a medium body. Surprisingly, you look at the color, and this is where color gets deceiving. This is why so many of these distilleries, not this one, but many, color their whiskey. You'd think this would be richer than it is. It's not that rich. Medium body. Goes into a nice medium long finish, though. Hints of vanilla showing up. Cinnamon. Let's do another taste. Again, just the color on this is just beautiful. Knowing that that's a natural color. Look at that. I think there's one other whiskey I have that has a color this distinctly sherried, and it's a Glen Alecky single cask. Really, really accessible nose on this. So again, yeah, this is 12 years old, 53% non-chill filter, natural color, first fill, Oloroso hogsheads. Hogsheads are really large barrels, so you're not going to have the necessarily the intense, overpowering sherry in something like this because the barrels are so large. There's less. What do you want to call it? There's less whiskey touching the sides of the barrels than you would with smaller ones. I'm just going to look up really quick if they've been doing these on like an annual basis or something like that. Because I'm actually not even quite sure. Yeah. Man, that's nice though. Yeah, I mean, really what you're looking at here is like, it's not like a barrique, right? I mean, like we were talking about the Vino barrique earlier. I mean, it's not one of those that's too small, but it's not the biggest either, but it's on the larger side. So you're just not having as much of the whiskey interacting with the oak, but like, you have to choose wisely, right? I mean, this could very much be a more heavy sherry forward whiskey. There's a lot of nice vanilla in here. This is delicious. Again, it drinks like its age. It's not like as creamy as maybe you would expect. The sherry is restrained, right? It's not overpowering this peated malt, but the peat and sherry integration on this is working really, really well. It does not drink like a 53% whiskey. I feel like you could easily drink a couple glasses of this neat and not even really know it. So very palatable. Let me just take a quick look here. So there's 294 bottles of this. Medium finish, going into a little bit long. It is not as complex as the Lecheg single cask that we just drank on. But this is just a really nice, straightforward, sweet, sherry and spice forward Kalila. This was retailing around, I think, $110, $120 here in the US. Worth it. Surprisingly, I think if I was going to say one thing, is it's almost a little bit restrained. Even though it is bottled at natural cask strength, I almost feel like it could be a little punchier. It doesn't just like overwhelm the senses like you expect, especially with the first fill sherry. It really is kind of a bit more measured, a bit more contemplative. I mean, a Glen, that wouldn't be an apt comparison. Here's the other thing I want to say. There's a nice grape note in this. Okay. Let me catch up on the chat, and then we will add some water to this Kalila. Ben wants the Gordon MacPhail Kalila 13. Yeah. Any independent bottled Kalila. If you like peated whiskey, it's the way to go. It does, doesn't it? Yeah, I mean, it does look like wine. Hey, Peter White's in the house in Ontario, shoveling snow. Man, get yourself something nice. Warm up, buddy. Good to see you. Paul, Montreal. Again, Paul, thank you for the super chat earlier, man. I appreciate that. Happy holidays to you. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas is out to Peter White. Where did you find that bottle? World of Whiskey? Nope. This is local. I got this at Potomac Wine and Spirits here in the U.S. They may not have any more. There are 4 Adelphi selections that have shown up here in the United States in the recent months. Cohen saw them out in Los Angeles. There are 4. There's a Ben Nevis 5 first fill sherry, which I got. There is this Kalila 12. There is a Mortlock 14, and then which was like $270, and then there's a like $800 Springbank 21. I got these, at Potomac. Again, there's not many of them around, and I wouldn't be surprised if they've sold out of one or more by now. But Cohen might have a line on where he found these out in Los Angeles. So I hope that answers your question. Not paying $200 for a 10-year Buna. Oh, you're talking about the new special release. I don't know, man. I have a 9-year Buna that I'd gladly pay $200 for. And it's called the Bunhaven Moynia Red Wine Bordeaux Cask. In fact, I would pay $250 for it. It's that good. But I kind of agree with you generally. Oh, man. They won't ship to the U.S. Well, fuck. That's awesome. Alpha Crown, what's up? How are you? Tried the Springbank 21. It's refill rum. Pretty close. 15-year-old rum. Interesting. Okay. That's good to know. Yeah, for real. You are definitely paying for it. I mean, I was tempted because I'm like, that's such a nice bottle. I'm like, God, how often do you find independent bottling Springbanks? They're not easy to come by. But, price is too much. And I'm ignorant about Mortlock. I've had 2 Mortlocks. One was the 12 Wee Witchy, which I did not really think was all that great. It just really wasn't my style. I did have an independent sample of an independent Mortlock once, which I thought was okay. But Mortlock is a distillery that I'll just be honest with y'all. Like, I'm just ignorant about. And after I did my review of that 12, I feel like I need to have a few more before I can even mess around with it and like actually put up reviews that I can stand behind. I don't know enough about Mortlock. There are those distilleries, right? I mean, we were talking earlier about, these distilleries that kind of get more, when you get into a place where you're looking for things with more character, singular character, complexity and stuff. Mortlock is one of those, man, that I haven't had enough to really get my bearings on it. It's a very different whiskey. The savory notes alone in that are just, you don't find that much in anything. So yeah, get the Ben Nevis. Yeah. Zan's in the house. What up, man? Merry Christmas to you. Yeah, you and me both, brother. You and me both. You and me both. Okay, so let's put a little bit of water on this this Kalila. Again, I'm impressed with this one. Adelphi selections are not all of that easy to come by here in the U.S. So the fact that this one was out is great. The Ben Nevis is a 5-year. I'll be doing that one at the early beginning of the year. This is good. First fill sherry, 53%, 12 years old. Come on, can't go wrong, right? I'm going to put a little water on it and see what else we can get. Again, not as heavy and intense on the mouthfeel as I've had other cast strength Kalilas that are independently bottled, but the first fill sherry nature of this alone is just unique for a Kalila. And it's working all right so far. Here's the color one more time. I mean, that is just gorgeous. Okay, let's see where this goes with water. Again, the nose is rather muted neat. Okay, there we go. More earth tones, a little bit spicier. This definitely skews on the darker, earthier, like quasi-bitter side than sweet. The Oloroso notes are much more of a dry fruit than a fresh fruit, which definitely signifies that it's, spent a lot of time with Oloroso cask. Usually oxidization after, 12 years in an Oloroso cask, you're going to get some oxidization from that. And an oxidized Oloroso tends to be more on the dry fruit, the more dry spices as compared to things that are a bit on the less oxidized side where it's fresher. You notice this a lot with NAS whiskeys. Allspice, clove, much more coming out with water. Again, much like the Licheg's single cast that we did, the water really does open this up. It's smelling good. Let's give it another taste. Launch out. Mm. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. This has definitely taken the next step with water. Both of these have shined with water. Longer on the finish. Again, not as rich as you want. There's some caramel and toffee coming through in here, but 3.75, bordering on a 4 for this. I will do a full review. This is damn good. I mean, for a full sherry Kalila, the only other whiskey that I can think of that I've ever had that's been complete 100% sherry from Islay that's peated or heavily peated, Loch Gorm. What other ones are there? Are there any other like just kind of core range releases around the Islay whiskeys that are 100% Oloroso sherry? Loch Gorm is the only one that's coming to mind for me. Lagavulin doesn't have one. Ardbeg doesn't have one. Lefroy 10 Sherry Oak, I guess. I don't even think there's one out of Port Charlotte. So this is kind of a unique bottling and something that it's a little bit surprising. So if I'm comparing this to Loch Gorm, which is probably the closest thing, I mean, this just has a bit more, and I like Loch Gorm, despite being mixed on Kilhoman. Hi, Winston. This is quite good. Plus, you're getting the 12-year age statement. I'm happy to sit between 37, 5, and 4 on this one. I'll pick one or the other in a few minutes. There's one more look at that bottle. Oh man, the water has just transformed this whiskey. Richer, sweeter. There's just more happening here. Yeah, I'll go 4 on this. It's that good. Around 120, 130 bucks, easily worth it. Hell yeah. Oh man. And what, compared to what I was saying again earlier about Kalila and how tepid and gentle, like boringly so, their distillery releases are for the most part. Independent bottlings really shine with them. And this is no exception. All right. Let me catch up here. Welsh Toro's in the house. What up? How are you, sir? Even the signal from across the Atlantic. It is great to have you here. I have to go now. Wishing you all amazing people. Chat a Merry Christmas. Sending lots of, hey, you too, man. From Chicago to Mumbai. Thank you so much for all the support this year, brother. I hope you settle in nicely there in Mumbai. And have yourself a good Friday. I'm sure we will chat soon. Oh, there's another one? Okay. The Rooskies are after us, man. You'd think they'd like me. Yeah. Peter White. You're the best, man. $1,500. Too funny. Hey, Mr. French, thank you for the super chat, man. I appreciate that. Merry Christmas to you, sir. And Paul M from Montreal sent one earlier, man. Thank you for that too. I appreciate the support, man. That's very cool. Whiskey friend, how you doing, fella? Eric is so far behind, you'll be invaded. Kilhoman just released a PX. I saw that. Has anybody had it? I didn't want to pull the trigger on it. Got a North Star, cool 11-year-old. First fill Oloroso. The color looked dark, but not as dark as the Adelphi. Seems this is an aggressive wet hogshead. Yeah, definitely. This one's first fill. I mean, I'm not sure if the one that you had was first fill. Did you say that actually in the chat? Hey, Winston. You trying to get into my Ardbegs? You don't even like Ardbeg. Goofball. They do. Yeah, they do. I saw it here in Chicago. I passed on it. It was like $110. I'm like, it's NAS. Now look, I'll be completely honest with you. I don't know if I don't think I've had a bad Redbreast. To me, there's just good and there's better. Good. That USA small batch release. A little overpriced, but good. Redbreast 15. Good. Redbreast 12, good. Lustau edition, good. Great. Redbreast 21. Redbreast 12 cast strength. They don't make a bad whiskey. So a PX finished Redbreast, I can't imagine it would be bad. I just don't think I want to spend the extra $35 on it. I because there's so much sherry in those already. Like what is the PX really going to make that thing sweeter? I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm skeptical about it. I'm sure it's good. I just don't feel like it's something I need to try because I just feel as though it's not going to be better than the 12 cask strength. There are a few whiskeys can be, and it's sure not going to be better than the 21. Fuck, it's probably not even better than the 15. I don't know. I'm a little bit skeptical on it. Cheers, Paul. Appreciate that, man. Thank you very much again for the super chat. That's very cool of you. Merry Christmas. Yeah. Redbreast's 12 cask strength was my first, when I first started doing whiskey reviews, 2018, like halfway through 2018. It was my whiskey of the year. And I stand by it. I think it's probably, for the money, the best Irish whiskey you can get to this day. Batch variation taken into account. There's just not really anything that's going to be better. At that $70 price point, 12-year-old cask strength, it is so fucking good. I think it's an exceptional whiskey too. I don't want to like minimize it. Like I say, oh, it's an Irish, like this to me is better than most single malts that I've ever had. And it's only 12 years old and it's, obviously it's cask strength, but I would put it toe to toe with almost anything. Rare exceptions are, things like Blackheart or Glenmorangie Signet or, whatever. I mean, we obviously know like there are some whiskeys on the more advanced end of things that in terms of age, in terms of casks that obviously are, it's their delicacy and their complexity set it apart. But in terms of quality, bang for your buck, value whiskeys are concerned, even if you're an adamant Scotch head, I think you're hard pressed to find a better whiskey than Redbreast 12 cask strength. It is up there, man. It really is. I just don't think. Let me look at my Irish collection. No, man, none of those. Even the blue spot. The red spot, definitely not. Yellow spot, but it's like $35 more. Yeah, you're getting a little bit more of a unique finish. I think it's Marsala in that one? I don't know. Maybe some of those Middleton releases, but yeah, dude, I feel you. Look at this. Maybe if is it darker than this one even? Like, I wouldn't be surprised. That's a pretty damn dark whiskey. Yeah. You're talking about that US release? Totally. Merry Christmas to you too, man. Take good care. Be well. So we got 15 folks in, which is awesome. And so just to re-up something I said earlier, whether you're a monthly Patreon supporter or you chip in the tip jar on super chats or you just comment or you just watch, I appreciate you all equally. And it's been a really fun year for the channel. It's been actually, I think, the best year for the channel. I hit that 1,000 mark, which I know is a big deal. So now you get to watch ads on my stuff and I can get, $4 checks from Google. I'm going to do it, y'all. Sorry. That said, I've always just tried to keep this as like humble as unflashy, unpretentious of a channel as possible. And I appreciate all of your support in all the ways you show it and in every way you show it. It's been a lot of fun. There was a couple times this year that I was like, oh man, I don't know if I need to, even just doing one review a week and a live stream a week, you would be surprised how much time it takes out of your mental space, out of your week. And there are people who are doing even more than that. And so I raise my hat to them. I totally get it. But y'all make this worth it. And as I always say, I learn more about whiskey doing this and hearing from y'all than you probably ever will from me. And I think that's what makes it so great. It makes it a great community. We're all just here to have fun. We're all just whiskey heads enjoying this stuff. So it's awesome, man. So I deeply appreciate you all, and I do really want you all to have a good holidays. If you've already had your holiday, I raise a glass to you for that. And, everybody stay safe, man. Don't, we got another annoying ass round of COVID. This is getting tedious, to put it mildly, but keeping it tight, man. We'll figure this out. We'll get through this. And so much love to everybody. With that, I am going to pour something. What that's going to be, I don't know. I feel after like 2 peated sherry bombs, it's going to be really hard to adjust my palate to anything but peated sherry. But I am just going to go back to some Old Pulteney for a minute and see what Old Pulteney can do. Let's hope it can shine, man. Get some butterscotch going here. And all right, let me catch up here a little bit. Sand says, talking about Irish whiskey, did you get a chance to try the notebook cast releases besides the 14? No. I do have the 16, though. And I also have a 12 Barolo cast, which is going to get opened in 2022. I don't want to give away too much of a spoiler, but I feel like all year I've been talking about Napo Castle 14 and how amazing I think that whiskey is. Don't be surprised to see it show up in my best of 2021 video. I will have an Irish category, and I will be doing a winner and a runner-up. So keep an eye out for that. It's my most expensive bottle. Actually, the most expensive bottle is this one. Deanston, 1991. Muscat finished 28-year-old. This one was over 400 something. It's like a $550 bottle in the US. But this is not my I did a review of it. It's not all that amazing. I was quite disappointed with it. I thought this was going to be a real winner. Dram Dude and I did a video tasting this because he got a bottle too. Yeah. I have a few that are over the 300 mark. So I have a couple Brooklotti Black Arts, Glenmorangie or Glengoyne 25, Lefroy 28, Lefroy 25, Ardbeg Day, Bunnahabhain 25. Yeah, really, like that's about it. I haven't gone over 500 for a bottle. I haven't even really gone over 400. And again, even whenever I do even spend that much, it's sparing, very sparingly. There's just so much damn good whiskey at 200 or less. Why would I go hunting down super expensive stuff necessarily? But they will, yeah. It's not bad. It's not bad. I mean, I don't know. I think ad revenue wise, it is what it is. Appreciate that IC86. Yeah, please hit that thumbs up. They do not. They give you an email. So when you hit the 1,000 mark, a lot actually happens, but they don't give you like a trophy. They give you, you get an email. You're allowed to monetize your channel. So you're allowed to have super chats. You're allowed to have bidding for ads, and you can determine what type of ad, like where you want your ads, all that. So then they make you sign up for Google AdSense. You get something in the mail with a code. So you can prove your identity. You got to put that in. You got to give them your tax information, and then you'll get things into your account. Now, a lot of it is based on bidding per 1,000 views. So I think the most. So I've had monetization for about 4 months. I think I have one video from way back. It's like my Glendronic 12 versus Macallan 12. I think has, because of the amount of views it still gets, is I think I've got $5 off of it. So it gives you a sense, right? On average, drop a video up at about the level I'm at, and maybe you get, 200 views in the first week. That's like $1.50. So, Alan can probably speak. I mean, Alan has, I think, twice or if not more the subs that I do. So if he has enough viewers, he might be able to speak to a little bit more. But look, the bottom line, you ain't getting rich off of it. But, over the year, if you make $10 a month in annoying Google ads or annoying ads on your YouTube videos, I mean, that's not $20. After tax, it's like $90. I mean, that's a Glendronic 15 revival in your hands. So, so you can do that. You're also given the privilege to post comments. So sometimes I'm sure you've seen when you're scrolling through your YouTube subscribers, there's like, Whiskey Dick does this a lot, where he'll like have a question out with a poll, and then you could vote on it, and it's like in your feed of YouTube videos. So you're allowed to do that once you hit 1,000 too. So it's really like this threshold mark that you go from kind of being just, putting out YouTube videos to being able to, do more stuff with the platform. They do rigorously review your videos before they'll put it up for bidding. So you have to literally get it, they go through and see, hey, are there any flags in this? You have to agree to certain conditions. Is it controversial? Does it have, this bad thing or that bad thing? All in all, look, I never got into this to make it a business. I don't care. I'm not going to flip the script on everybody. This is mostly, as I've said from the onset, really just like hanging out and talking whiskey with folks. I learned more about whiskey from y'all than you do about me. I say that all the time, but it's true. That's really what it's all about. Of course I'm going to take an extra couple bucks here and there, but it's not the biggest thing to me. I do try to honor people who give me support, whether it's in super chats or on Patreon. And I'm thinking about some other things I want to do on Patreon in addition to giving you early review access and giving you raffles for samples and all that stuff. But, I'm not trying to be like, this is going to be the thing, and I'll never get there even if I wanted to. So keeping it where it's at, which is good. Doing some Loch Gorm, right on. Oh yeah. That's true. That is a really good whiskey. When are you putting out the top of the year video? Yeah, so I know I told everybody I'm going to do the top 5, which is what I've been kind of doing the last couple of years. I decided I'm going to change this up. So it'll come out next Friday. Maybe I'll drop it a little earlier. I'm going to do winner and runner-up in categories. So I'm going to do world whiskey, which is like Japanese, Indian, Taiwanese, all that. I'll do that. I'll do a rye of the year. I'll do a bourbon of the year. I will do a Irish of the year, and I'll do Scotch of the year. So it'll be a winner and a runner-up. The Scotch, I'll show you the 5 that were in the top, and then whatever. So I'll drop that in like next week. Last review of the year is coming up on Friday, which is tomorrow. Paul John Christmas Edition's comparison. Kenneth's in the house. What's up, man? What is your best budget bottle for us poor normies? I'm kind of right there with you. Best budget bottle. So if we're going to talk 50 or less, Highland Park 12. I feel like there's never a time that I've ever poured Highland Park 12 and been like, I don't want this. I think it's just great. Highland Park 12 is a little bit of everything. And it's also a great way to start if you're not sure what you feel like drinking, but you want to get into some good Scotch. It's a gatekeeper. It's got a little bit of peat, a little bit of sherry, a little bit of bourbon, a little bit of that sea, a little bit of that earthiness, the honey. Highland Park 12. A couple other I would throw out there. Glengoyne 12. A little bit cheaper than the Highland Park 12. Not an overpowering whiskey. Sherry forward, light. but it has some character. Really, really tasty stuff. Winston. Glen 12. Around 45 bucks. If you want a sherry, a really good sherry whiskey that's cheap, Naked Grouse. Blended malt, first fill sherry. Awesome stuff. Keep your eyes out for Naked Grouse. It's like 25, 30 bucks here in the States. So those are a few. Let me think. I'm thinking about like 40 in that $40 to $50 range. I could maybe even a little bit less. Let's see. Yeah. I think, those three I think are really good. Highland Park 12. The only thing I'm thinking is that those are all sherry. Let me try and think of a non-sherry. So first fill sherry whiskey, if you just want like a good sherry bomb at a cheap price, Naked Grouse. Just to recap so I can remember. Glen 12, a little bit more sophisticated, relaxed, surprisingly complex, delicious whiskey. Glen 12. Highland Park 12, a little bit of everything. I'm trying to think about a bourbon cask. I don't want to say Glenmorangie. Aleckys changed so much. It's like you can't follow. Okay. Deanston Virgin Oak. Deanston Virgin Oak, another one that's really inexpensive, that has good character. I believe it's all bourbon. I'd throw that one on there. That's like 30 bucks. If you can't find it, you can find the Deanston 12. That one is like, that one's pretty available. 45 bucks. I know I'm forgetting. Oh, Ben Romick, Ben Romick 10, $45. Characterful. It's got some earthy tones to it. It's got Dunnage Warehouse, so it's got a bit of that musty kind of dank notes to it, a little bit of peat. Ben Romick 10. Honestly, it's getting scary because of how expensive some whiskeys that I think I would throw in there have gotten too pricey. All right. Oh, shit. The one I'm drinking right now. Pulteney 12. Surprisingly rich. Very easy drinking. 35. You can get these for under $40 in the U.S. still. It ain't going to blow your socks off, but it's 43%. It's got a nice mouthfeel. If you like kind of honey, sweet butterscotch, a little bit of saltiness, salted caramel. Dude, Old Pulteney 12 ain't nothing to sneeze at. I won't buy any now that they've went on chill filter. I'm taking a stand. Fuck them. Honestly, I would buy the 15 if I find it unchill filtered. I'm not going to buy the 18 because I have, luckily I bought a couple bottles of the 2019 version, which are older ones, and a 2018. So like I'm set on Allardyce. I might buy a Parliament if I can get it at a good price. But are they chill filtering that now too? Fuck. Alan does love himself some Campbelltown. Alecky 12 at 57 Canadian is the budget winner for me. That's a good one. Favorite for the money, Glen Scotia 15 or Victoriana, even though they're not cheap. I mean, Glen Scotia 15 is, both of those are fantastic. Hell yeah. New York's in the house. Pickletown, what up? Yeah, man. Boone at 12. Boone at 12 is another one that you can get under like 50 or less still. with an age statement, non-chill filtered, 46%. Yeah, dude, you can't go wrong with that. Classic Lottie and Isla Barley are great too. Budget scotches. Naked Grouse too. Yeah, I'm big on Naked Grouse. Yeah, Classic Lottie. Honestly, it's been so long since I've had it. But that's a good bourbon cask one. I mean, if you want something that's bourbon cask, it's not going to be like Break Your Bank. And Brook Lottie, I mean, come on. They make characterful ass shit. All the Springbank 25. Yeah. Grab 2-3 of them, you know? No biggie. You got a couple of those Top D. Let's talk, man. I want to try that shit. Spread the wealth. Glencadam 10. Not as easy to come by as it should be, but that's a good one. Good call. Yeah, man. Ardbeg 10. Ardbeg 10 is the king of Islay whiskeys. I know they literally call themselves the king of Islay, which maybe is apropos, given the fact that they are the fucking king of Islay, at least when it comes to their introductory core range stuff. Ardbeg 10 is routinely good. It is routinely a good buy at $50, $45, sometimes a little bit more. Totally worth it. If you want an Islay whiskey, you like peat, you like peat, Ardbeg 10 is the way to go. Non-chill filtered, natural color, 46%. Don't even play. Tomatin Legacy, Paul M. Chag 10 from Peter White. So Aaron 10, I would say, yeah, but the thing about Aaron 10 is that it's like $60. By the way, I happen to have one of these old Aaron 10s here. I'm going to do a little comparison with the new one in the new year. Looks like everything is about the same on these. $49.99. Boy, you remember those days? The old Aaron labels. Look at how bad these look. You want to talk about a distillery that's, well, we're going to find out if it's because of their malt, but a distillery that's really changed its fortunes due to their new branding. I mean, look at the new one compared to the old one. So this is Aaron 10 circa 2016. This is the new one. I mean, come on, right? Like, look at that horrible font. Fucking italics. Non-chill natural color, though. They were still repping it even on the old ones. Great stuff. Just, it's too pricey for a budget. But, since Alan be making $100 some a month on his ad revenue, I guess that is a budget buy for Alan Moneybags over there. I'm just playing with you, man. That's funny. Top D, the new 21s don't say chill filtered even at 48. That's sad. Especially because they're still going up in age, right? I mean, they're like, the one this year's 25 years old. Man, Kapil's in the house. Moving to Bangalore, I hear. What's up, man? Well, then, we should do a sample swap. I'm sure I have at least one thing you would want. So let me ask you this, Justin. Do they change the maturations on the 25 the way they do with like the 21, like release by release, like they do with the 21 and whatever? I've never had the 20. I've had the 21. I've never had the 25. I'm a big fan of the Aaron 10. Oh, Ardbeg 10. Yeah. Doesn't it? Yeah. Yeah, man. That's what I mean. It's a little too much. Michael Besley's in the house. What's up, man? £35. I mean, 35 pounds is like $50 some dollars, though. And if you're going to get it shipped, I get it for you on your side of things. That makes sense. Lucky you. Do they water down the ABV of the Aaron like they do to some of those other ones in the UK? I don't know if folks know this, but there are like there are certain whiskey releases that for some reason they water down the ABV in the UK compared to the US. Winston, what do you need? What's up? Do you like old Pawnee 12? No, still haven't found a whiskey you like. So, like, for example, Lafroig 10. Lafroig 10 is 43% here, 40% in the UK. Highland Park 10 or 12 is another example of that. Glenmorangie 10, they're all 43 here, 40% over there. I don't know why they do this, but it is what it is. Do you all have hey, get down. Get down. Do they do that to the Aaron Allen? I hope not. Yeah, they're all completely different maturations. Okay. I think no. Okay, so there's a 12 cask one coming out that's like all bourbon. I wonder if do they do the same. Get down. You're gonna get the gun. Get down. Fucker. Scotch Comics in the house. What's up, man? Monkey Shoulder. Right on, right on. Enjoy that, sir. Has anybody had that Monkey Shoulder? It's called like the Smokey Shoulder. It's like a smoky version of it. I haven't seen it. Dude, I saw that. I have the 2020. It's so good. I was incredibly tempted to get the 2021. They had it at my local Binny's liquor store. What's the ABV on that? I don't remember. Was it 60% too? Dustin just picked up the Springbank 28 20 CL of it. Wow. Johnny Walker Green Label. Yeah, okay, so Green Label is another one of those. Yeah, he likes to guard it, but he also likes to be a prick about it. Yeah, man. It gets tedious, let me tell you. Best non-whiskey spirit you tried in 2021? I have an answer for you on that. Oh, where is it? Is it this one? No. Plantation single cask Jamaican rum, 1998. This is a 23-year-old rum, 49.4%. It's a Binny store pick, 20 years in bourbon, 2 bourbon cask, 2 years in Ferrand cognac, and then finished for 10 months in Bardstown Fusion Series bourbon casks. That's the one. That's the one for me. I also would have to mention the El Coke Tabala Mezcal. Close second. Smoky Monkey, yeah, that's the one. I've had it Naked Grouse Smoky Black. I've never had the Smoky Black, but I do really like the Naked Grouse, the sherry one. Schmerank did a 14 bourbon cask, single cask a few years ago. Yeah, I never got my hands on that. Those are so hard to find. You know, I have one Springbanks. Well, no, one Springbank single cask. I have 11 Sauternes. That's it. Those are hard to come by. Great House is 55. Okay, yeah, I have the 2021, which is like, I think 60. Man, yeah, I got to get that. That stuff is so good. Have you ever seen, there's like all these other like single cask Hampton releases that seem to show up there like $200. I've never got my hands on any of them or really pulled the trigger, but Black Top 50th. Cohen emailed me about those. Unfortunately, They're that one has been hard to find here in Chicago. I've seen some of the other blacktop stuff. It was not the 50th anniversary. The new Foursquare 2009 vintage 12-year is really pretty good. I don't think it's quite as good as the 2008, but I do feel like to some degree you're splitting hairs with those. They're all ex-bourbon cask. They're all fantastic, but they jacked the price up. They're going for $100 here now. I mean, last year those were $80. So it's good. I just don't think it's great. There's another plantation one that I actually got my hands on, which is a Malbec finish, which is fantastic. I'm really big on the plantation single casks. The prices are right on those. I have one it's a Fiji plantation single cask. I think it's like 14-year, 15-year, and in addition to, of course, the cognac finish, which is always, the continental finish that they put on those. It's also got like 6 months in Kilchoman Islay single malt Scotch casks. So it's got like a peatiness to it. Really strange stuff. Good, though. The endemic birds. Okay. That makes sense. Leave it. I don't know what that is, but I guarantee you shouldn't buy it. Let me look quick. Dude, Macallan puts out so many of these damn things. $84 seems like a decent price, but again, this is a non-age statement. Whiskey Base has it as 84. 40%. Nah, man, just leave it. Bourbon and sherry, 40%. You're better off buying. Nah, let it go. Yeah, maybe you could flip it, but I can't even guarantee you that. Like, I don't know if this is even flippable. It looks really accessible. Well, if you buy it, you'd have to flip it. You shouldn't open it. I'm looking at like Whiskey Base right now. It is not easy to get. It looks like it's a lot of these places have it for like way more money than $84. You know what? If you're not going to drink it, I would say if you want to try and flip it on secondary market, that's the only way to do it. But I wouldn't open it. It's not going to be worth it. And you could probably pull like $130, $140 for it. So that's all I can tell you. The other one you said? Yeah, over $200 there. Yeah, the branding does look really nice. I'm looking at the picture. I'm looking at the picture right now. So here's I'm gonna give you a quick Capsule Reddit review here. 71 out of 100. Horribly short finish. Wow, big shocker there. For resale prices, I wouldn't pay what people sell it for. I paid 76 and I'm enjoying it. I wouldn't pay more than that. It's another one of these gimmicky Macallans. So if you want to pick it up and sell it, if you're into that, do it. Otherwise, don't buy it to drink. A lot of good whiskey you can get for that money. Top Shelf Dustin. Macallan's the last honest distillery. Their slogan is the lowest quality possible for the dumbest buyers in whiskey. Yeah. I don't know. I tend to agree. I don't like the Macallan 18. I remember I've always tried to give them the benefit of the doubt. I liked some of the Macallan Edition series. I think the 12 Sherry Oak is fine. I just think it's gotten too pricey. The double oak or twin oak is fucking shit. I had the Macallan 18, one of the newer ones, last year, and I don't even think I gave it higher than a 2.5. It was so bullocks. Yeah, they play in a different world than whiskey drinkers, that's for sure. I flipped one of mine, yeah. I don't blame you. If you don't flip, yeah, don't bother. Dude, for that money, for $84, I mean, you could get a bottle of Ugadal. You could get I'm even thinking of Sherry Bombs. You could almost get a Glendronach 15 Revival for that. You could get Alecky 12, probably Alecky 15. Save your money, man. The 2018 classic, even those classic cuts, man, are, oh my God, I couldn't believe how boring that was. I think it was I have a bottle of the 2017 that I've not opened because, of course, I'm just going to sell it because what the fuck else am I going to do? There's no at this point, it's like I didn't open it just out of laziness for a while, and now it's to the point where like I know I need to just resell it because it's the one everybody wants. But I have a couple edition 2s, a couple edition 3. Like, none of these whiskeys are justified opening. It's hard to justify it. The best one of the edition series, I think, was the edition 4. Edition 2 was right there. But like, why open any more of these at this point? For whatever reason, it's like the most bourbon-like Scotch whiskey you can get because people covet that shit. And again, for no other reason, I think, other than the marketing. It's not that their whiskey's that much better. They have great noses. Macallan 12, Cherry Oak, phenomenal nose. I just don't think it's worth spending your money on if you're going to drink it. Macallan 18s are like fucking $250, $300. It's insane. It's not even that good of whiskey. I would say save your $84, bro. Unless you want to flip it or sell it to me for $90, and I'll flip it for you. Yeah. I mean, but that's the one people seem to like, you know. I don't know. Yes, exactly. That's a smart move. Barrel Seagrass is freaking amazing. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you about Macallan, man. Other than what we've said, they are just what they are. Great nose, but boy, the whiskey itself does not follow. Yeah, I'm with you on that. They really are. Marketing, market saturation. I mean, they've been one of the bigger sherry whiskeys in town for a long time. I don't know, man. Again, I think the Macallan 12 Sherry Oak is a competent, decent sherry whiskey. It's just too expensive now. When it was back at $55, $60, I would say probably worth a buy. Now, where it's like $70, I've seen it for $90, which is just absolutely asinine. The other 12, double oak, twin oak, whatever they call it, is crap. They do not know how to do bourbon casks at all, in my opinion. Especially if they're watering it down, because it's just not there. It's a poor whiskey. The sherry oak is the only way to go. And even then, I just think there's so many better options now. 5 years ago there were still better options, but maybe what you pick it up. I did a comparison between that and the Glendronach 12, and I thought they were both around the same. I would probably choose the Macallan 12 Sherry Oak over the Glendronach 12 just because it was a little bit richer, but that's just me. But anything else, I mean, the Macallan 18 is trash. They don't need to make good whiskey. Their business model isn't necessarily that they need to make good whiskey. I'm sure that their old Macallans, we all know, are good. I'm sure there's some new stuff that's good, but it's not worth your money. It's just not. If you're a whiskey drinker, not a collector, and I think that's part of what Macallan's thing is. Macallan has tapped into the collector mentality, and people who are collectors like Macallan, for whatever reason, I just don't think if you want to drink good sherry influenced whiskey, you're overspending if you're buying Macallan. Yeah, I know. I have a bottle of it. And I'm like, pardon me just a second. What are you doing? Fucking cat's getting squirrely, y'all. Sorry about that. Old 12 sherry casks were good. The new ones are meh. That's probably true. I mean, I there's no doubt in my mind the old ones are good. But the new one is fine. I had it last year, but that's still newer. It's fine. It's just not worth the money. If that whiskey was at a competitive price, $55, sure, I'll drink that. 43% natural color. It's a really nice nose. It's good sherry whiskey. But now it's like, fuck, $75? Are you kidding me? It's a waste of money. Yeah. Anyways. McSmallen is what I have to say. Yeah. Yeah. He says, I'm loaded down with the old 12 sherry oaks. I still never drink it. Yo, how are we talking here, man? I might want. Let me actually get another pour here. Fuck is it going to be, though? You know what? I think this will be a fun transition. Spice Tree Extravaganza. Spice Tree Extravaganza, which tastes nothing like the regular Spice Tree. This will be a nice transition into what are we going to drink next, because I don't fucking know. This is damn good, though. In fact, I believe, is he still in? Is Top Shelf Dustin still in the chat? I believe I got to give a shout out to him. He was the one that encouraged me to pick this one up, and he was damn right about it. This is a good whiskey. I think that was a while back. Tragedy what's happened with that too. Well, you see distilleries like Aaron, going in a positive direction, non-chill filtered natural color, 46%. Glenlivet took their 18-year-old in the U.S. from 43% to 40%. Telix and I talked about this. I like the Glenlivet 18 at 43%. I thought it was a really good whiskey. The new one is just shit. Why? Look, some of these distilleries, man, they're in this for different reasons and making good whiskey. Surprise, surprise. But there are still a few diamonds in the rough. Even in some of these distilleries. Although Macallan, I don't know. It's really hard to think of any Macallan that's justified buying. Glenlivet, maybe the illicit still. 12, 48%er. Fiddick's got a few more. But, yeah, man, this is what it is. Eric Guthrie's in the house. What's up, brother? Hard to argue for drinking Macallan when you can drink Bunnahabhain. And that is the exact right comment. If I had a highlighter, I would beam this. I would put this up as the bat signal from the roof of my obscure apartment here in Chicago, because that is exactly right. Fuck that. Oh, man. I would love to go back to those days. Well, man, I remember. You and I we were having some level of like I was talking high and mighty about the Compass Box Spice Tree, which I still really love. I have an old vial of it. And you're like, yeah, it's a solid whiskey, man. But dude, it's worth it. Spend the extra money, get the extravaganza. It's not necessarily the same as a Spice Tree, but it's one of the better Compass Boxes. I love this whiskey, man. Thank you for this recommendation. I don't get into it very often, but my God, one of the better Compass Boxes I've had. Still tasting delicious. It's just got it's got a little bit of everything going on. I'm a big fan. Oh man, there is a nice like light caramel brown sugar slight nuttiness to this that is just yeah. I really got to get around to doing a review of this. There was rumors of a price hike from Diageo. Talisker 18 for fuck that. Talisker 18 is not even that good. Look, man, this is the way it is. Inflation, demand. It's going to be rough goings out there. And like, I'm not the first person to say this. In fact, it was Ralphie that reminded me of this one. If there's whiskeys you like that are good and you find them at a good price, man, you might want to buy a double. Buckle up because it's going to get gnarly. I don't think we're going to get to like bourbon boom situation with Scotch, but dude, some of these prices are outrageous. They just are, man. Lagavulin 16s are going for $100. Springbank 10s going for $100. Fucking crazy. Hopefully we will. Y'all, I need to take a couple minutes. I'll be right back. All right. Sorry about that. Where are we at here? Agreed, Mr. French. Agreed. Yeah. I agree. Yeah, man. Same with me. It was like $70, 65, 70, $100. And it's a good whiskey, but man, yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's not like we're, gonna go thirsty or anything. I'm sure the majority of us won't, but yeah, it's real. Fuck. And it's an interesting thing that I don't know if anybody else knows this, but like we seem to be in this like crossroads moment. Some distilleries are like finally picking up on the message of putting out a craft product, or at least craft products are getting into the mainstream, right? Like Aaron is getting popular. Glen Alecky, while I don't love most of the stuff that they put out per se, they're presenting things with a craft presentation. And then you have other distilleries, Glenlivet, Glendronach, which are going in the opposite direction. It's the natural cycle. I don't know. Creative destruction. Was it Schumpeter? Economic philosophy? I don't fucking know. We just, and I think YouTube is a great place for this, and the community of whiskey that y'all are a part of. This is a good place to like hear about this kind of stuff. I mean, I learn more from y'all than you do from me. And it's always great to get the insider info, what people are hearing, what people are seeing. And again, like we'll find our next distilleries. Aaron, Glen, Alecky, these are distilleries that are getting on people's radar. Independent bottlings, man, always good. We'll survive. My cat has decided that he wants to tear apart my bookshelf, so gotta deal with that. Anyways, I haven't seen that one. Here in the U.S., you can get every flavored Crown Royal you could ever want. That must be a new one. Buy it. You'll never be disappointed. Like the only Spring Break 12 cask strength, it's either good or great. Teeling peated. I'm interested. I didn't even know that existed. Teeling peated whiskey, you say? Gotta look for this. I visited Teeling when I was over in Dublin. Oh yeah, Black Pits peated single malt Irish, $55 at Whiskey Exchange, plus $70 shipping. Some other places have it though. Oh yeah, looks like it's been around for like a year. It looks pretty good. We are still here. 17 folks in. Cheers, y'all. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas, all that jazz. We are still going. Yeah, Black Pits. Yep. You guys got it. That's the one. I am drinking some Compass Box Spice Tree Extravaganza, which is just a amalgam of different whiskeys. And it doesn't. I am a fan of the regular Compass Box Spice Tree. I do recommend folks get their hands on it. This one is very different, but also very good. I think it's probably still somewhat available. Black Pits Made Whiskey Advocate Top 20. Is that out? Is the new one out yet? I always wasn't last year's like the Knob Creek 12 or something like that? It's like absurd. They put out their new top 10. Oh yeah. Number 1, Lagavulin 11 Offerman Edition. Okay. I'm not going to lie. That was good. Compass Box No Name 3 was number 9. I've heard nothing but good things about that. I'm looking at the scotches here. Glendronach Portwood NAS was number 18. Aaron Barrel Reserve, the NAS, number 13. Port Charlotte Pack 01, number 11. Black Pits was number 3. Holy shit. Oh, come on. Rampur, the Sava's number 7. I've never heard anybody say a good thing about Rampur. Their number 2 was one of the Maker's Mark wood finishing series. I can't speak to it. I don't know. Not much scotch on here. I only see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 scotches on here. I will say though, dude, that Lagavulin Guinness cask was the Offerman one was good, but dude, I have been hunting that for a long time. I really want to get my hands on it. Greg, what up? Good to see you, man. Yeah. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Happy Holidays. Tealing's in NAS. Tealing's still relatively young distillery. They don't have much age statement stuff. Do they have any age statement stuff? I don't even know. It looks weird. It looks weird, man. It does look weird. Yeah. It looks a little strange. Dude, I'm really surprised. I've never seen Rampur on there. Advocate is always weird. Yeah, I mean, look, the Offerman was really good. I liked it, but I don't know if it's number one. I can't keep up with, new whiskey, but I mean, come on, Glen Alecky 10 batch 5, not better than the Offerman? Are you kidding me? I can't agree with that. Yeah, right. Because 2019 wasn't 2019 was a Dickel. They have another Dickel in their top 5 here. There's a lot of distillate. No, that's true. Yeah, you're right. I misspoke. Yeah, that's true. I think I was thinking more about the kind of core range stuff you can get now. There are a lot of old Tealings. That's right. Oh, did you? Was that the one that we had at your house when I was over there in Paris? Because I do have that, I bought the one because I got too preoccupied with all the single casts they had at La Maison du Whiskey. I did not buy the right Adieu. I went for the cheap one thinking I might get something good, and I did not. Yeah. I prefer a lot of things to the silver. I'm not even going to lie. In fact, why don't we bust a fucking glass of that out? One of my highlights of 2021 was I did go to Paris for a week. And part of that Paris trip involved a really nice whiskey tasting. You can see pictures of it on both of our Instagrams over at the home of Greg's Whiskey Guide. We tasted some amazing stuff. I still have a few samples left that you sent me. One of the whiskeys that we did was this French whiskey, Adieu. It's a buckwheat whiskey. Non-chill filter, natural color. However, the one that I bought here is the cheapest one. And as you can tell despite its nice presentation, by the level I've drank here, wasn't one of the best whiskeys I've ever had. The one that I had at Greg's house was much better. I should have splurged and spent a little bit more on it, but okay, set it out. 43%. Let's see what's happened to this. Oh, Greg. I'm going to leave this without the cork on for a while. I think Bushmills Blackbush is good. They have do you know there's a Blackbush cask strength? You can only get it in European markets, but I'm tempted by that. Well, I mean, there are so many of those Irish distilleries. I mean, the core distillate comes from all the same place, but I'm sorry to my Catholic friends. Bushmills is a Protestant whiskey, but I will say I tend to think that the Bushmill stuff comparatively is a little more characterful than Jameson. Not a lot more, but a bit more. Yes, I did that 9-year-old Springbank. I did the Glenmory. Which ones do I have left? I have the Kleinleash 15 single cask and the Yoichi 19 still here. The other ones I did. Yeah, the Edu with the green label. Yeah. Yeah, it exists. There's a Blackbush CS. Tipperary 17 single cask. It's Bushmills. Oh, that's 100% of a fact. I've never even had the Bushmills 21, but I guarantee that's true. That Springbank 9 was amazing. Yeah, there's a Blackbush CS. Where did I see that? It was on some UK website, Whiskey World, maybe? I don't know. But yeah, it exists. The artificial cherry plum blueberry note on this is so strong. And then you get that, again, it's buckwheat. It's very sweet. And a little fousty. Floral. Okay, it's a little bit better. God, there's so much of this like artificial berry flavor to it that just it's not artificial, but it just comes through in the spirit. Oh. It tastes like a Smartie. If you took the tartness out of a Smartie, the candy, and just had that chalky kind of fruit flavor, that's what this tastes like. Yeah. I should have spent more money and just got the other one. This is not that good. Yeah. Dude. I think it is European only. But it exists. I saw it. If I find the link, I'll send it to you. Yes. Talk to your Union Jack waving friends about it. Fuck. I did not take Greg's. I want to be clear. I did not take Greg's advice. I did go for the cheaper one, thinking it can't be that much worse, and it is. It's not good. This is not good. This is not to my palate. Despite how much I like the presentation, I like. It's like shochu, right? I mean, it's almost like you find some good grain and you make a whiskey out of it, or you make it and then you put it in a cask and you make a whiskey out of it, or not. But and this just misses the mark. Way too much weird fruit. Dude says always listen to Greg. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Greg will point you the right way. I don't want to tell people, I don't want people to be turned off from Edu. We got to support our good friends in France, man. France is a great country, and they make good whiskey. Is this Edu silver is just not the way to go. I don't know how. This is almost drain pour level. I really mean it. I wish it wasn't such a pretty bottle, because I might have to make this an infinity bottle. I mean, this is a nice looking bottle. Look at that. It's nice, but man, even got this nice little like design on it. You know what this is? This is the whiskey that you bring out at a party after everybody's drunk. Or you mix with something and people will just drink it. I'm going to be honest. I'm not finishing this. I'm going to go dump this. I'll be right back. Fuck. That's just really bad. It's just really bad. Can't win them all. Okay. Something else is in order. What that's going to be, I am not sure just yet. So let me look. Maybe Ardbeg Dark Cove. It's been a while since I've had that. That would be a fun one. Somebody was mentioning barrel seagrass. I think I'm going to do barrel seagrass. Nice flavor bomb to Yes. Yeah. It's a great country. We'll do some barrel seagrass. This may, just may, show up in my whiskey, rye whiskey of the year rundown. That would be strange, wouldn't it? That's basically what it is, man. That's basically what it is. I don't know what else to say about it. It's just so bad. It's just so bad. That's the best I can do. The best I can do is just say that it's bad, because that's what it is. It needs maturation. It needs character. Yes, it is too green. Blackbush it up. So barrel seagrass. It's a rye. I highly recommend you pick this up. Even if it's upwards of $80, it's worth it. 59.2% ABV. There are 2,967 bottles. It is rye whiskey finished in Martinique rum, which is Martinique rum is different than your kind of molasses rum. This is sugarcane, Madeira apricot brandy. It is cast strength, etc. Bloody blue. There you go. Do you do enough rye to have a list of rye? I don't have a list of rye. I think I've done like 5 ryes this year. I try to be pretty selective about the ryes that I do. There are some that I do that are like, basically I'll taste rye. If I think it's worth putting a video up, I will. So like, in other words, I've had more rye this year than review videos of it. But when they elevate to a review video, then I'll kind of consider them. I will mention anecdotally, I'm going to be doing next year a 16 rye dram tournament blind of 16 different ryes. It'll be called One Rye to Rule Them All. That'll be one of the things that I'm going to do next year, which I'm quite looking forward to. But yeah, I think I did. How many ryes did I do this year? I want to say 4 or 5, at least did reviews of. I've surely drank more than that, but let me see. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, maybe closer to 5. Was that a rye? I don't remember if that was a rye. Yeah. Yeah, so in other words, like the whiskeys that I do complete videos of aren't a full spectrum of the ones I taste. It's just if they get to that point, I'll do a review of them. If that makes any sense. Yep. You nailed it, dude. That's what I'm going to do. It's going to be fun. I got a nice list. In fact, I'll share the list with everybody right now. I feel like I did a pretty good job putting this list together. So the Whiskey Rye Shootout is going to be 16 ryes. Elijah Craig Rye, Jack Daniel's Single Barrel Rye, Peerless Rye, Masterson's Rye, Balcones Rye, Lot 40, Sazerac, Michter's Rye, Knob Creek Rye, Alberta Premium 65.1% Rye, Barrel Cast Strength Canadian Rye, E.H. Taylor Single Barrel Rye, Russell's Reserve Single Barrel, Willet 4-Year, Wilderness Trail, and Bullet. So those are going to be the ryes. I might try to get Pikesville in there, but yeah, that's going to be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to it. I might need you to hold my hand. I don't know if I'm going to do it all in like a one blind live thing or if I'm going to pre-record them and do it in brackets. I got to figure that out. That part's going to be... Yes, agricole. Yeah, Martinique rums are all agricole, as far as I understand. Yep, that's right. Have you had the Great House 2020 or 2021 Hampton? Amir's in the house. What's up, brother? Oh yeah, that's a great pour. Enjoy that, man. Cheers. Wilderness Trail Rye is fantastic. No, it's not going to be 2021 ryes. It's just going to be like, I'm trying to do a cross section of rye whiskeys. Accessible rye whiskeys, a little bit more rare, expensive rye whiskeys, some Canadian, mostly American. So there will be a few that are like, there's a couple Canadians. Lot 40 is going to be in there because that's what I can get my hands on. The Barrel Canadian, which is Alberta Premium. And then a straight up Alberta Premium release. And then like a cross section of American ryes. So cheaper ones, Bullet, Knob Creek, to some that are more expensive, Masterson's, Willet, stuff like that. So I'm going to try to like keep it within a price range. I'm not going to throw in like a, 17-year-old Willet or something like that. I'm going to keep the Seagrass out. And the reason I am is because I'm going to do this blind. And because of all the like unique finishes in this, it'll just stand out too much. I'm trying to do more just straight up ryes. But yeah, this is such a fantastic. Well, I think what I'm going to do, it's going to be one of two things. I'm going to do them all blind. I'm going to kind of copy the I think, really excellent approach that Scotch Test Dummies used to do. So I might either release them in 5 videos where it'll be 4 videos where there's 4 randoms. I will have already done it. So I'll put the whiskeys on the screen and then remove them as I choose them. 1 winner from each, final 4, and then I pick one. I think that's going to be the way that I do it. Otherwise, I might just do it as a complete live thing. But that's a lot of whiskey for one live. So we'll see. Yeah, the trick with the live stream, though, is telling people who are watching what I'm drinking. Because it's not fun. If you don't know what I'm drinking, like, and I don't know what I'm drinking, I'm just drinking rye whiskey and I'm picking a random color or number that's not going to mean anything. Unless, like, I had somebody put up the results of what they are on like a Google. I could put them up on like a Google Doc or have somebody put them on a Google Doc and then you guys could like use them as reference. But I don't know. That gets kind of messy. No, it's not on there right now, but I feel like that's the one whiskey that I feel like has to be in this because it's so good. I was also thinking about Rittenhouse, but look, I can't get them all in, so we'll see. Maybe I should do best of 5. I don't know. Do 20 fucking ryes. Barrel Rye cast strength is Crown Royal. Oh, I thought it was Alberta Premium. Okay, Crown Royal. Yeah, and their approach was really good, so that should be a lot of fun. Great. Yeah, it'll be fun. I'm going to do it. I'm not going to do it in lieu of live streams or in lieu of, whiskey reviews. I think it'll just be like a little something extra. Sagamore rye would be good too. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. I mean, dude, I would like that's the thing, right? Like I want to do it in a way that's, for folks who are watching are able to like know what I'm drinking, but I don't know. But then also, do it in a staggered way where like we get to a final four and then we'll pick one and whatever. I don't know. It's just going to be fun. I've been slowly stockpiling ryes this year in anticipation of doing this. And I finally got enough. I think the one that I need to get still, and I'm not sure if I have to do it, but I feel like I got to grab another bottle of Pikesville. I feel like I can't do one of these without a Pikesville rye because Pikesville rye is so good. But I also feel like I don't know, what do I take out? I have everything. I have all the ryes I need. Yeah. I don't know. I think it'll be good fun. So, yeah, I think so too. Rittenhouse Rye, yeah. Good night, Greg. Take good care, man. Be well. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Happy holidays. All that. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Like, I'm not going to eat, like, I'm already on the fence about including the barrel cast strength rye because, again, first of all, it's like $120 rye. Second of all, it was like it's so obviously like pungent in quality. I wonder if I should swap that one out with the Pikesville. I don't know, but I really think once I'm doing these blind, I mean, you know how it goes. Like all of your intuition goes out the window to some degree, or your preconceived notions about what they are. You have to rely on the intuition. So I don't know. I can't. I would love to include this because this rye is so fucking good, but I'll know right away what this is. It's just so obvious. It's a masterful whiskey. I would highly recommend for folks who are into this to also check out Barrel's Armida release and Barrel's Dovetail release, which is also triple finished in different random things. I think they're all really good. They're really, really good. This is the only one that's a rye. Yeah, I think so too, man. I think it'll be a lot of fun. I think it's going to have rye is, I am a huge fan. I just don't do enough of it. Like, as far as reviews go. And so I've been drinking a lot of rye because I only do a review every Friday. That's only 52 whiskeys a year. Oftentimes I'll miss a couple weeks. And so, I put out a schedule in advance, but then I'm like always moving stuff around because, new Elijah Craig Barrel Proof came out. I want to make sure I do an uncorking video. Like things get moved around. And oftentimes things like rye and Irish that I've been drinking or sipping on get bumped off of the list because I'm trying to, balance everything as much as possible. So I've been stockpiling rye whiskeys for a minute. And so I'm thinking, you know what? This will be the fun way to do it. Let's do it in a shootout. Let's do a blind shootout. I really enjoy blind tastings. I think it'll be exciting. Rye, I know rye is not the most sexy thing for a lot of people, but those who like it will probably enjoy it. And I'm also, which is something I try to do, on this channel, is mix into a mix of things that are both kind of rare and unique, but also have things that are very accessible and easy to get and not expensive. So it'll be really cool if, do this blind tasting and suddenly, a certain rye makes it above the other. That's like $30 or the other one's like $80. You're like, holy shit, how's this happen? It'll be fun. I'm looking forward to it. Whistle Pig. Yeah. That could be fun. What about this? Do it like such as Tommy's 2 videos, 8 ryes, pick your favorite 2 from each, then left. That's not a bad idea. Dude. I have only had one Lot 40 cast strength, and it was the batch 3, which was the NAS. It was pretty good, but we don't get any of them. We don't get any of them here in the States. I think I got a sample of it from Quig, but I've heard about this new peated one, man. That sounds dope. Yeah, no, really, really, yeah. Like I think there's a lot of fun to be had there. Donner passes back. Amen. Good to see you, sir. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Dude, or the rendezvous rye, right? Like, this is the thing. Like, inevitably, I have to exclude certain things. Because I thought about that, too. I thought about double rye. I thought about rendezvous rye. It's like, fuck. Like, I could cut out all the Canadian, but I also feel like the Canadians I'm included are, like, Canadians you can get here. And I want to have a few wild cards in there. It's hard, man. There's too much. There's just too damn much. Too damn much. Yes. Merry Christmas to Donner. Ugh, how was that? I've always felt that those Michter's releases were, I don't know. I don't want to say questionable. More like overrated for what they go for on secondary, but I'd be curious to hear what you think. Dude, I saw that at the store today, man. I see, dude, it's like a 10-year-old age statement on it. I was tempted. So the last time I bought a scotch that was aged in rye, other than the Ard bag, I got the Chivas Regal Manchester United 13-year-old, which had a rye finish or a rye maturation. I don't know. This is okay. 16 is good enough. Yeah. Yeah, we'll see, man. I don't know. I feel like it's hard. So let me go through this list one more time. There's only a couple I feel. So here we go. I actually have one too many on here. Okay, well, I know exactly which one needs to be taken off. Okay, so here we go. 16 ryes. So this is the list as it currently stands. Elijah Craig rye, Jack Daniel's single barrel rye, Peerless single barrel rye, Masterson's rye, Balcones Texas rye, Lot 40 regular release, Sazerac regular release, Michter's rye regular release, Knob Creek rye regular release, Alberta Premium 65.1%. So that was the Whiskey of the Year one, which I feel needs to be included. E.H. Taylor single barrel rye, Russell's Reserve single barrel rye, Willet 4 years old, Wilderness Trail cast strength rye, Bullet rye. So like if I was going to put Pikesville in there, but what would I take out? Like I don't want to take out the Balcones because it's like kind of unique. I don't want to take out the two Canadians because like I've got to have some Canadian rye in here. Take out the Jack Daniels? Like, I don't fucking know. It's just not easy. Dude, yeah, new riff. Oh, nice. He's going to be a happy man with that. Don't remember the age on the Jack Daniels. Yeah, I swear it was 10. Peter White's new Rendezvous Rye is not that good. I had a couple of the old Barrel Six. Oh, yeah, because they're doing their own stuff now. It's not all MGP, right? Yeah, that's the thing, man. It is. Like, how do I not put Pikesville in here? I'm glad you brought it up because I've been thinking about that. And it's constantly in my head. I feel like I can't do this until I just pull the trigger on the bottle of Pikesville. But I don't know what I take out. I don't know. Yeah, no, it's totally just okay. But I need to have that in there for the balance. You know, like that's one of those that, like, what if it surprises you? You know, and everybody's had Bullet rye, so like it's something that people recognize. So I got to keep it in. I just got to get the Pikesville in there somehow. Something's going to have to go. And I don't know what it's going to be. But I agree, Michael Besley, I agree completely. Like, the Pikesville has to be in this. And that's the one that's missing. That's the one that has been nagging at me. So I'm like, How can I do this with a straight face without including Pikesville? Because it's that fucking good. True. No, it's true. It's true. But to be honest, I just don't want to spend $50 on a bottle. And I also just don't know what to remove. Like, what do I remove? To just make it 20. That's so many ryes. Fuck. I mean, this is the thing. If I make it 20, that's 4 more bottles. That's it. Let's just say a minimum $100. Y'all want to chip in? Chip in with some super chats on this. I'll make it 20 if folks want me to. I'll include Pikesville. I'll include 3 others. But that's a lot more rye. I mean, that's buying a couple more bottles. So if y'all want to hit me up on the super chat on that, let me know. I'll keep an eye out for it. Yeah. I mean, I figured like you could throw in Rittenhouse rye, the Bottle and Bond. We could do that. We could buy some other cheap ass rye. We could get another sophisticated one. There's a lot of them. No. Eight's not enough. There's no way I could whittle it down to choose 8. I feel like I've already got such a list. I've already made the investment, I've already bought so many of these. So yeah, hit me up. We could throw it in. I could push it to 20. I would do Pikesville. I would do Rittenhouse. Probably. I mean, fuck. There's options. Jim Beam rye. Throw a little beam action in there. Dude, Michael Basley, my man. There we go. $80 away, dude. If we can get up to 100, that's give or take 4 bottles. I'll do 20. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. I got Baby Saz already. So here's the deal. If we can get it up to 100, what I would do would be I'll push it to 20. I'll do Pikeville. I'll do Rittenhouse. And then I need 2 more. 2 more ryes. We already got Michter's covered. We could do Jim Beam rye. I mean, just throw the beam in there. Like, imagine if the beam... New riff. Dude. Homie. Thank you. We're 30% of the way there. New riff. We'll do new riff. So that's 3. And then I need 1 more. What's the other one going to be? New riff. Maybe beam, dude. Maybe we beam it up. Beam. What is No. I know what it is. Fuck beam. Dickel rye. Green label Dickel rye. Thank you, Daniel, man. I appreciate that. Peter White, dude, cheers. Thank you, man. You guys are awesome. All right, we're $50 away. I'm in, dude. I'm in. I will go to Benny's or my local Garfield's, which is another liquor smith down the street. Dickel rye. I feel like Dickel's got to show up, man, because Dickel rye is no joke. We'll do Dickel rye, new riff rye, Pikesville, and what was the other one? New riff, Pikesville. God, I'm losing my mind here. New riff, Pikesville. Willet Rye is on there. Yep. New riff, Pikesville, Rittenhouse, and God, yeah, that Jim Beam is so tempting. It's so tempting. I'm losing it though. Okay, what was it? Where are we at? Okay, Pikesville, new riff, Dickel. Yeah, dude. It's true. We could do Sagamore too, man. You're right. We could do Sagamore. 20 fucking ryes. Oh my God. That's a lot of rye. We can do it though. Okay. If anybody else wants to help me out with that, jump in. I'll do it. That's right. Yeah, that's give or take. That's like 120. We'll yeah. 120 or $30. Dickel Rye's 25. Chicago taxes. We'll be able to figure it out. I'm gonna put them on the list. That's a good dude. You guys are right. Fuck it. Why not just go further? All right. Before I forget, Dickel Rye or Jim Beam. We'll do or Jim Beam because I feel like we need another one of those wacky ryes in there, right? Or Jim Beam, and then New Riff. Great call on that, Peter White, and Pikesville, and good old Rittenhouse. So we got some. My phone auto-corrected it to Rottenhouse. Is that a Freudian slip on the part of Siri? I don't know. Yeah, that's good. That's a good list. That's a good list. All right. I'm in. Jesus, dude, look at this list. Look at all those fucking ryes. Oh, man. Yeah, Dickel or Jim Beam, it'll really depend on what I can find, but that's great. I appreciate y'all with the super chats, man. That's really fucking kind of you. Hey, dude, don't worry about it, man. You're fine. Sagamore, don't have a lot of experiences. Daniel, yeah, Four Roses. That's the other thing. What about Turkey? Turkey Rye 101? Wee. He says not Dickel. It will be fun to watch. I don't know, man. Have you had that Dickel Rye? That's good. All right. Well, y'all got me halfway there so far. If anybody else wants to throw a few bucks in the jar, I'll make it happen. I mean, I'm gonna make it happen either way, but because now I'm already bought in. It's too pricey, man. I would. That one's like $55-$60. So it's like either that or Pikesville. I feel like Pikesville's got to go in. But I do feel like Wild Turkey needs to be represented. I mean, we got to figure out how to get that Turkey 101 in there. Anyways, I'll make it happen. But yeah, if y'all, thank you again to Peter White, Daniel, Michael Besley. Y'all are the best. Thanks for tossing in. If anybody else wants to kick into the rye bucket, I appreciate it. But yeah, that'll be fun. So I will probably, I was thinking about doing it in March as like a March Madness thing, but maybe I should just do it earlier. Like you could just do like a I don't know, like a like a January thing. And I could do it where like I do 5 and then like 5, 5, 5, 5, and then we got a top 5. I just release them every week, or we could do it as a live thing. I feel like the live thing would be a lot of fun. Anyways, figure it out. Oh man, fucking money bags over there. Alan the whiskey friend. Too funny. Good for him. That's fucking hilarious, Daniel. You're geeking me out with that. It is. Yeah, you're right. It does. This is yeah. Yeah, I am including I am going to be including Russell's Reserve single barrel rye. So I guess that does cover the Wild Turkey to some degree. That's awesome, man. No, yeah, Paul, you're all good, man. Thank you for that, dude. I'm going to put it towards the fund anyway, so we're good. Oh yeah, no, I know. It's just funny. I like giving him a little shit. All right. Let me get one more pour, and I don't know what it's going to be, though. Man, after that bold ass rye, I think we got to go back to Pete. What is it gonna be? Good question. It gives you like 70%, I think, so it'll be fine. I mean, it'll work. Carchus, PX, Freud. We're doing holiday whiskeys. I started off with sherry influenced peated whiskeys. I'm going to end with that because this stuff is delish. I would, but man, my palate is going to be too shot. What up, Greg? Good to see you, man. Thanks again to Peter White, Michael Besley, Daniel, Mr. French, and our good friend in Montreal, Paul M., for chipping in on the super chat. I appreciate that. I will put all of that towards the rye. If anybody else wants to chip in, maybe we're $30 away from making it at least somewhat even. I will add those 4 ryes. I'm going to do it regardless, but make my pitch. I see. Take good care, man. Merry Christmas to you and yours. Peter White, dude. This cat. I mean, you were out snow shoveling, man, so. You deserve a few extra drams. Bottle kills indeed, man. You guys are the best. Whew. All right. I don't know if Dustin's still here. He's been in and out probably, but yeah. All right. Freud. And we're hitting that 3-hour mark. Again, man, I just, for those just joining, thank you all. No matter how you do it, for the support. Leo, my man. Appreciate you, Leo. Greg. Dude. I'm very humbled. Thank you guys so fucking much. As I was saying earlier in the show, whether you do super chats, whether you do Patreon, whether you just watch, whether you just like and comment, I appreciate everybody's support and making this community what it is. Y'all put me over the top. So we're doing 20 ryes, and I will go pick these up right after the holidays. We're going to get the Pikesville. We're going to get the Rittenhouse. We're going to get the new riff, and then we're either going to do Dickel or Jim Beam Rye. I appreciate you guys so much for the support, man. It means a lot. And, we hit the 1,000 this year, which is fun. And again, a lot of fun stuff coming this year. I'm going to do this one rye to rule them all 20 whiskey tournament now, not 16. We're doing 20. We're going to do that. And reviews will keep coming on Fridays. Happy Hour live streams will continue on Tuesday. And thinking about some other things. And for Patreons, you'll continue getting those early whiskey reviews in your inbox. You'll continually be in the raffles 3 times a year for some top level samples. And I'm going to think of some other things we can do as well. I really appreciate each and every one of you, man. And I hope everybody, if you are about to celebrate Christmas and do your holidays this weekend, man, I raise, Solange. If you are instead already, you've already celebrated your holiday stuff, man, I raise a glass to you. It is the good time of year where we all just kind of take a step back, take stock of what we have, and I hope you all are doing that as well and doing it in the most healthy and safe way. So, Solange, man, appreciate y'all. By the way, Lefroy Carchus 2021 PX is a killer whiskey. Thank you very much, Greg and Leo. Y'all are the best. Appreciate you. Is that what he's up to? Is Dustin doing driveways these days? Hey, man, I appreciate that, Michael. Thanks. I try to keep it as honest and no frills and just straight up as I can. So appreciate you. High West Double Rye would be another good one. You're right. I'll put that on the list. There's going to be. I guarantee you the Pikesville will make it. I guarantee you the Rittenhouse. I will figure out whether or not if I can find New Riff, which I should be able to, I'll get that one in there. Otherwise, it'll be 2 of the 4: Dickel, Beam, New Riff, High West. I'll figure that out. That'll be fun. Appreciate that, man. Means a lot. So just to give you guys a little heads up on what's coming. Tasty Tuesday happy hour will be on next week. I'm not taking the week off. And I think I got something really interesting lined up. First time I've ever done this live. What I think I'm going to do is I'm going to do a full live tasting of the entire core range of Stranahan's Colorado American Single Malt. So that means we'll be doing, we're going to be doing them all. So I've slowly been collecting the Stranahan's, and I think it's time we do it all at once. Stranahan's regular Colorado whiskey, Stranahan's single malt sherry cask, and there are 2 others. Stranahan's Solera finished Blue Peak, and the Stranahan's Diamond Peak. These are all very much accessible whiskeys. I think I'm going to do a live tasting of all 4 of the Stranahan's next Tuesday. Haven't solidified it yet, but I'll get that video link posted as soon as I can. I think that's going to be a really fun one. Otherwise, it'll be just a random tasting of something. I haven't figured out yet. But I think it'll be a cool way to end the year. Just do 4 whiskeys. Peter White said, Manhattan finished. I'm sorry, I missed this. Okay. Folks are talking about something. ML Muser, looking forward to your Stranahan's reviews. Oh, right on, James. Yeah, that's going to be fun. You know what? I know this is a small sample size because we only got about 10 or 11 folks on right now. Going into the new year, I've been thinking about, is the time that I do the whiskey tasting, because Telex and I's show is sunset. We're not going to be doing the weekly show anymore, but we'll periodically do it. Should I move the show up an hour to 9 Eastern, or is 8 Eastern good for everybody? Again, small sample size. I'm not going to necessarily change it based on what you guys say, but I would love to just get a, see which way the wind is blowing type thing. Is it too early for the majority of folks? Is it too late? Obviously, it can't be perfect. The time works for me, but just curious if maybe it doesn't. Dude, Paul, man. Bro, thank you. Y'all are too generous. I really appreciate it. You have no idea. It means a lot. I'll throw it in the rye bucket, man. I will definitely, all of the stuff from the super chats tonight is going for the rye. Either or. Okay, good to know. Good to know. So you'd like it a little bit. Isn't that the time I do it now? Zan, man, do it. Oh my God. Guys, you make my fucking heart swell. Thank you, dude. I really appreciate it. It means a lot, man. Thank you. This has been so much fun. And, like I say, I'm gonna keep it going. I learned so much from y'all all the time. And I feel like the community and the chat, this is all just fantastic. So I really appreciate that. I will toss that towards the Rye Fund, and I'm gonna rearrange my schedule a little bit in lieu of this. I'm gonna try to do this Rye thing earlier, maybe even like mid to late January. I'll keep folks posted on the happy hour. So James said he would prefer it a little bit hour later. Okay, so like 9 Eastern. Yeah. I hear you on that. I don't know. It is what it is. It doesn't matter. Gestures mean more than anything. I feel like I'm torn. I can't do it much earlier, but I've considered doing it a little bit later. Like maybe doing it at 8 Central, but I don't know. What did James say? Prefer an hour. Oh, yeah. Okay. I mean, right now, like I feel like the stream on average has been, since Telex and I have kind of ended our show, we've been doing, hour and a half to 2 hours on the live stream. I don't know. I probably won't change it, but I would like, I'm just trying to find that sweet spot, and it's hard. Honestly, it's fucking hard. I want to make sure that folks get the opportunity. And this is why like things like tonight are fun, because I went on way earlier. I mean, it's just 8 o'clock Central now. Like I went on way earlier. It's a way to, make sure that some folks that, subscribe but don't get to participate because of life are able to get in, and that's important. So, all right. God. Lefroy Karch's cast strength, man. It is really killer. Fuck, that's good. Okay, y'all. I'm going to wrap here because I just saw that I'm over 3 hours, and honestly, the effects are starting to really kick in. I deeply appreciate you all. I mean that. And whether it's been through the pandemic or just for general fun, like this has been a great community. I enjoy and look forward to Tasty Tuesday Lives each and every week to chat with y'all, and love the comments on reviews. So keep those coming. If you all are Christmas celebrators, I wish you a very Merry Christmas. And if you're traveling, take very good care. Be safe. Protect yourself against COVID the best way you can. I wish the best to you and yours. And I will see you all on Tasty Tuesday for either a complete rundown of the Stranahan's core range or something random. We'll see. But regardless, I look forward to the chat. Much love to all of you and your families. Everybody stay safe, be well. Much love. Take care.